Hi guys, thank you so much for joining today. I'm sure you've been really busy preparing for the grid, which is happening later. But I just wanted to sort of get to know you guys a little bit more, see how you've been doing, and we want to sort of see how you've been playing together and how you've been getting on. So I think first things first, let's do some intros. Rix, you're the team captain. Would you like to say a little bit about yourself first?
Hello everyone, my name is Rix Ronde. I'm 21 years old and I'm from the Netherlands. I've played Rocket League competitively for over like 3 years now. I won the Definite Elite Series twice and my best achievement in RLCS is getting top 8.
Amazing. What an intro. They are some stats to have to your name. And Lewis, would you like to introduce yourself too?
Sure. My name is Luis Puente. My ID is Luis P. And I'm 17 years old. I've been playing competitively Rocket League like since 2018. And my best Rocket League achievement is or RCS top 8 or Southmine top 8.
And Oli.
My name is Oda, aka Oli. I'm 17 years old and I live in the Netherlands. I don't really have big achievements, but I made top 8 last split.
Oli, what started you playing Rocket League?
I started playing Rocket League back in 2015 when it came out, and since then I've been grinding hard.
Did you always think you were going to play it professionally, or did you just sort of start playing it for fun?
I started playing it for fun with friends.
Lewis, Rix, how about you guys? Were you playing professionally before in other games, or did you just start playing Rocket League for fun and then were doing really well? Rix, you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. Yeah, I actually used to play Hearthstone a lot.
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
I got like top 1000 within 2 months
Oh,
of
wow.
playing. And I was always playing tennis as well when I was younger, so I've been really competitive. But when it came down to Rocket League, my friends actually forced me to get it. And to be fair, it didn't really seem that much fun at first, but once I started playing, I got hooked, and well, here I am after all this time.
Well, that competitive streak is definitely going to help you, and I can see why you've got hooked now on Rocket League, and you're doing really, really well in it. So it makes sense. I can see where that's come from now with the tennis and with the Hearthstone before. Lewis, how about you? What got you into playing Rocket League?
My friends were playing it all the time while I was playing Black Ops 3. So I just got it to play with them. And yeah, I've been like grinding, getting better, and yeah, until now.
And of course, it's been quite a journey over the last 3 months. You've been playing together now since November, and your coach, Juicy, has been with you throughout it all. So, Juicy, would you like to introduce yourself first?
Yeah, so my name is Juicy. I'm the coach for the Wolves Esports Rocket League team. I'm 25 years old, born in the Netherlands, just like all in Rix. And I basically started as a Rocket League caster, giving commentary over the game, and went to coaching from there. Basically had a night in which I was playing Minecraft with Rix, and we talked about Rocket League. We didn't stop talking. And after that, had a bit of a tryout with coaching, and then joined this Wolves team together and been working with Ol and Lewis, which has been phenomenal.
Well, that's amazing. I feel like you're really well placed to sort of say how things have been going, working with these guys every day. How's it been over the last 3 months?
Well, it started off absolutely crazy with the best result of the entire season, basically coming in one of the first few weeks, which was really good. But then it's been kind of downhill, which has just been a struggle for us as well, because we want to do so well, and just to not have that happen is really tough. But we've stuck together through it. We've been working really hard, putting in the hours, and I've been seeing some great stuff the last week. So hopefully today will be great.
Yeah, fingers crossed for the competition. You're playing in the grid. Rix, as captain, how are you feeling ahead of the event?
I'm excited to play again. It's been a while. I hope we can get some wins in the group stage and that we can push through in the final bracket. It's going to be great.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm wishing you all the best for today. Lewis, how has it been playing with these two over the last few months? Do you think you're all really, really good friends now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, like first days I was like a bit quiet and like more awkward, but yeah, it has been great with them, and they're great people.
Brilliant. Okay, well, today we're going to be testing that friendship a little bit with some most likely to questions. So I'm going to try and see how you all get on with each other and how you all interact. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, cool. Then let's get started. So we'll start with an easy one, okay? Who is the biggest showboat? Who is the one that's going for the dramatic shots and trying to pull off all the big moves?
Ole.
Only, yeah.
That's a really easy one. What sort of moves are you trying to go for, Oli?
Depends on what play I'm in, but mostly the flashy stuff. I'm not like the rotating guy. That's more Rix's job.
So you're the show off of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the most likely to throw the controller after a loss?
Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis.
It happened
I
once.
haven't like once or twice, but
The reputation is stuck.
something with myself. So yeah. I get
No, it's
bit-
frustrating if you lose. Like,
Yes.
I get it. I feel like I would be exactly the same. I wouldn't be able to handle it. Who is most likely to hog the boost?
Lewis?
Lewis again?
Not anymore. I know. Well, maybe me. Yeah, I guess.
Maybe.
No. I guess.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Who is most likely to miss an open net?
Oh my God! All in Rick.
What? Yo, don't throw me
Got
under
you,
the
your
bus.
name's cleared.
I mean, only like much more, but Rick's as well. Yeah.
Wait,
Well,
can
I
we
mean-
bring up the fact that I literally memed Ola on Twitter because of an open net he missed versus Dignitas. Gotta be Ola.
Yeah.
Always.
Rix at the moment is running free. You haven't had any
Yeah.
of these yet. You're doing well. Who is most likely to rotate past the back post?
Wow, this is a hard one. It's either between Lewis or Ola, but
I mean,
putting my money on Lewis here.
Yeah.
I guess me, but I don't know. I mean, Jesus, please help me. You see me every time now.
I mean, you know, I put in these questions. I love
Yeah.
you, Lewis, but
Oh
I
my
have to
God.
do
You
you.
can tell these questions have come from Juicy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who did we decide for that one? Are we going with Lewis?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
Yeah.
definitely
Okay.
Lewis.
Okay. Yeah. That's. I mean, we should be keeping a tally here. Maybe I feel like Lewis is getting a little bit stitched up.
Maybe after today we'll actually stay at the back post. Will be good.
Oh,
Who is most likely to ego a pass?
Briggs.
Rix. That's your first nomination. Okay.
I have no clue. I mean, I think we all like ego of a lot of passes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Who's
figure
most
out
likely
that.
to do it and then not score?
Lewis.
It's Lewis, yeah.
Do the backboard. Hey, and we know.
No. I don't agree on this one. No. Nah.
Like we've touched a nerve there a little bit. Who is most likely to score a double flip reset?
Lewis. Why is every answer Lewis?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah.
I mean,
I mean, we both can double reset, so I guess like me, but I don't know all this well.
it depends.
Yeah,
You
it
scored
depends.
more though, Lewis. You scored more of them. I haven't seen Oli score a double flip reset in scrimmage.
Yeah,
with
I'm
me,
out
but you
strict.
have.
The one before, he literally peaked.
Yeah, you're the freestyle 1v1. You're on there turtling.
Oh, I guess me again. I don't know.
I think what
Is
becomes most apparent here is that Riggs just has no mechanics.
Am I even playing?
Is it like with these things like as well? Like, do you end up scoring more of the sort of big trick shots in practice more than you do actually when you're playing competitively? Or is it?
I mean, it's very hard to score in a 3v3 against pro players, like very like flashy shots, because they always top it. I mean, almost always, so it's very hard. And
Yeah, makes it much more difficult.
yes.
I think for you as well, Riggs, with in practice, there's a certain there's less pressure. So, for example, the pre-jump shots that we don't do that much. I think in practice we just do that way more because if you concede, you concede, and it's all right because it's practice. It's not the world championship match as well.
Mhm.
Right, Riggs?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who is most likely to double commit?
Oh,
Lewis or me again, I think.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess, yeah.
I think the question differs whether we're talking about offense or defense because I think in defense Sometimes Rix is even the one double committing, but
Yeah.
in offense, it's definitely Ola because he just wants to score.
Too
Yeah, I
greedy.
think we all double commit a lot. I mean, not a lot, but you know.
Okay, who plays the best Dominus?
I think Oli. I mean, I started
Oli?
like
Me?
to play Dominus recently, but I mean, I didn't get used to it. Like, but I don't know. I mean,
Lewis, I
wait,
think we
Rix-
all know it's not you. But...
Yeah. You keep
I mean,
missing your
I
shots.
I just remembered like Rix also tried Dominus. I didn't remember. Yeah, true.
For
I don't know.
week or two. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Rix's Dominus was pretty clean too.
I mean, yeah.
He
Um,
didn't hit a pogo shot, but you know.
I mean, it was missing all the shots, but yeah, I think it's Rix.
Okay, Rix gets another nomination. I feel like at the end of this, you guys are going to have to come up with some most likely twos that definitely affect Rix. I feel like you're taking a lot of
Yeah.
hits here.
Most likely to have
More-
an ego.
That's
Oh,
all.
Yeah, for sure.
Ego.
You both. Oh my god.
And this one offline. Now I know Oli, you have wanted to be like a professional footballer when you were growing up and that kind of thing. So maybe this one would be headed towards more you. But offline, who do you think would be the best footballer out of the three of you playing actual on the grass football?
I don't know.
Do you two play much?
I
Lewis and
played.
Rix?
Oh,
I used to be pretty good at it, but then I switched and became like a goalkeeper before I quit playing football.
Oh, okay,
So I'm
okay.
not sure. I don't think I'll be
I
the
mean-
best football player, but maybe the best keeper on the team.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe this is
I
maybe this
can't
is where we
pick that
go.
up.
Like we have a Wolves esports football team. You're the keeper. Oli, what position are you?
I was attacker when I played.
Okay,
It
nice.
was like 4 years ago or something.
We've got our striker.
Same.
Yeah.
Who is most likely to eat during scrims?
During scrims.
I always eat during a replay analysis, but
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
during
we
scrim.
can all the Rix, 100%.
You're just munching on crisps and stuff.
During scrims, I don't eat. My hands get dirty then. Can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like there's definitely some foods that you would not be able to touch while you're playing because it would just be like an absolute nightmare. Well, this has been really fun. I feel like we've learned a lot about each other today. But before we go, Juicy, do you have any last ones that you need to stitch up Rix with?
Yeah, I was gonna ask who's most likely to miss a high five.
I feel like we need a little bit of context on this one.
Come on, Rix, you remember that interview?
It was done on purpose.
No, I don't believe
They're
you.
feeding you the wrong media. Do not believe them.
This is just a really good excuse that you can just be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it was a joke. It was a joke. We weren't being serious." Did you just miss a high five?
He just tried to brush
I
his
missed
hair.
a high five after a game in Gfinity. I can say that one. That's fine. I'm fine with being honest. I made the interview awkward on purpose with that guy. I don't care. But after the game, I was supposed to do like what was it? I think it was with Boris, but we did it on purpose as well because everyone's always talking about like awkward handshakes and stuff during Gfin. So we just did that on purpose to make it fun. Same for the interviewer, but Juicy, you wouldn't know that because you were too irrelevant back then.
I think we struck a nerve there,
Whoa,
Gemma.
Well,
Yeah.
there's some real
Biggest
nibbling going on that one. Okay, well, this has been really, really fun. Thank you so much for speaking to it, and good luck with the grid. I hope it all goes well for you guys, and hopefully we'll catch up again sometime soon.
Hello and welcome to the Wolves Esports stream. Today we will be going through week 4 of the grid winter split. And today I'm joined by Digital Bacon as always. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It is the very last week of the grid for winter split anyway. And Aiden, it is now or never for Wolves. We got our first win last time around, and it was a massive, massive achievement. A brilliant week, actually played really well. But of course, each and every week, because of our finishing position, we get a lower seed going into the following week. So it's almost like out of the frying pan and into the fire each and every time, isn't it?
It just keeps getting harder and harder. These groups do not, they're not forgiving. Talking about the groups, we're in Group A today. We'll be up against Galaxy Racer, Giants Gaming, and Triple Trouble. Now, we know very well the quality of Giants Gaming, of course. We saw the bracket reset that BDS did on them in the finals, but it was such a close series, tons of overtimes, and they're clearly just one of the best teams in Europe at the moment when you talk about form. But there's one team in there, Bacon, that we talked about earlier that you feel we may be able to get one up on.
Yeah, so when we're looking at this as well, Galaxy Racers are another up-and-coming team, or a team that was up-and-coming last split and now cement themselves in top 8. But Triple Trouble, that's a very interesting team to have a look at, because this is one which, I mean, let's start talking about the rumors, I guess, that are currently going around that could possibly, at the end of the split, you know, in a few weeks' time, break up. A team that, to many, look doomed. So when we're looking at this group stage, that is the team which we need to go away and beat at the very least. Galaxy Racer and Giants Gaming will be very, very hard, but Triple Trouble, a very, very achievable win there.
Yeah, and you know, if we look all the way back to the beginning of 2020, I think Rix Ronde was on the roster then for a few months until about April 2020. So of course this is one of his old teams, and we'll of course love to get one over on them to have that little bit of a bragging right, I'm sure. But I say this, but I don't think players think too much about that going into the game. They're going to be very focused, of course, on what's at hand. And for Wolves today, it's a tall order. You know, it's a tough group as always here in the grid, but last week, as you mentioned, we got our first win, and today I'm expecting nothing but 3 wins on the road. Like, we've got to take it one level higher now.
That is it, because when we're looking at the current standings within the grid itself, Wolves down there at the bottom, only 10 points to our name, so we need to really step it on up. Much easier said than done, don't get me wrong, but because of this new format, if we make a deep, deep run within tomorrow as well, you know, setting up today, 3 wins would get us 30 points, but the big points come in tomorrow. This is more so seeding into that 16-team single elim bracket. But if we were to wind up, and I'm just double checking it now, I do believe somewhere within the top 2, possibly within the run as well, if we were to come out, it's basically got to be top 2, but there is a possibility on the board to make it 2 top 4. Wolves would be safe into next split, but it all comes down to seeding now, Aiden. There'll be that promotion relegation tournament. Wolves don't want to be coming on through with that bottom seed alongside Rix.gg. We want to try and get a couple of wins here today, raise our points, and maybe finish in about that 13th, 14th spot.
I mean, that's got to be the goal. I mean, this is a week in which Wolves have to clutch it out because it's now or never. Otherwise, you know, you're back to the drawing board. You're back to, you know, you have to re-qualify, and we want to secure that now. You know, while we're still in the grid. So this is the last week. It's now or never, and it could go one or two ways. Either you're feeling all the pressure of this is the last chance to get some points on the board, or you go the other way and go, well, you know what? We don't really have a lot to lose because we've only won 1 game. Yeah. And so there could be that lack of expectation that could maybe spur them forward a little bit, take some of the weight off their shoulders. But as I say, it could go one or two ways, depends on the mindset. Maybe if they didn't have a good sleep last night, they may be a little bit more anxious, a little bit more nervy going into it. But this is the 4th week now. We've been going at this for a while, and I think, you know, that little bit of experience, a little bit of confidence should come with it. Of course, we've got our first game up against Galaxy Race. Have you got any predictions for this one, Bacon?
For me, I reckon this is going to be 3-1 Galaxy Racer. Unfortunately, I don't want to go against the Wolves, but of course, stats all on the side. Galaxy Racer really in form right now. And of course, they've had a cracking run during the grid.
Yeah, they have had a cracking run during the grid, and they're always one of these teams that can really, on a good day, beat absolutely anyone, including Team BDS. You know, that is the one name that everyone wants to try and take down these days. Wolves going to be up against a tough opposition, but of course we are into game 1 and 30 seconds gone on the clock, and there's a bit of a battle already in front of the Wolves now, on the Wolves side. The Wolves in blue this time.
Yeah, that really got me at the start there. I was looking towards the orange side and was like, wait a second, RG? You're not on Wolves. Oh, okay, right. We're playing in the wrong colours today. I mean, it's the right. We were elected the blue side, but it just does not feel right to be in the blue, does it, Aiden?
No, it feels a bit weird to be in the blue because for a second I thought we were attacking, but you know, I got my bearings after a little while. And some more pressure coming out from Galaxy Race, and it's all defense at the moment for Wolves, something that has improved over the season. We will look to see how they can play on the transition.
Difficult stuff. Oli up in the air, but not able to beat out Arjun in that one. Lewis B taking it high. Good controls. He's trying to slow things down. Let time for his teammates rotate on it, but Oli, no! He just could not reach that a whisper away.
Yeah, he's got caught out there, and unfortunately 1-0 for Galaxy Race here in game one. And we talk about how the center cover, it's always around that 90-second mark in game one, as both teams have had that time to figure each other out, get used to the play, and that first goal did come now. And Wolves, they will be feeling a little bit of pressure. They don't want to be the team to be the first to go down right off the bat, and that's not really going to instill confidence in the side.
No, it will not. Arju keeping that on the midfield line as Matane is able to approach this, try and take it all the way to the backboard. Lewis P only just gets in there before Arju keeping this ball away. Great bounce out from Arju, but good pick up. Rix with the long shot, he's going to connect! 2 minutes 54 remaining, and that's a beautiful equaliser.
Well, we heard in the interview that, you know, Rix is one of these players that's more the guy that rotates, but this time 1-0 down, instilling confidence back into the Wolves side with an equaliser. A good response, a good reaction to going 1-0 down, and exactly what they needed. And immediately another opportunity from the wall just off the post, and so close for Wolves getting a quick lead on over Galaxy Racer.
Good stuff from Lewis B as well, trying to connect up with Oli there. Rix predicting the blocks, so when it didn't come through, not going to be able to get anything off. The infield pass, good connection with Rix. He's able to get that way, and you can see Galaxy Racers are under a fair bit of pressure here. They're trying to gauge how Wolves are playing today, whilst also keeping up their high-paced play style. And it seems like Wolves are pretty ready to step up the challenge today here, Aiden.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, as we say, it's one of these. It's week 4. It's all or nothing, and we got to show what we're made of. We've got to show serious business, and why they're fighting here against Galaxy Racer. It would be important. It would be great, in fact, to get a win in the first series of the day. Great passing play coming out the 1-2-3. Unable to find the tie, but Rick's just going to send that back in the middle, but battered away again. Galaxy Racer holding up valiantly in defense, and that clock keeps ticking down. We're getting to the later stages of the game now on both sides, looking to take the lead. It is Oli asking the questions there, but not finding the answer.
So an interesting one is nothing being found. Both teams putting forward some very good attacks, and another one going to be coming out from Lewis P here. And oh no, going to have a little bit of stoppage as Arju has unfortunately DC'd. You can see him standing still in the back right corner. And the Wolves lads understanding that, Aiden. Good sportsmanship coming out. Just in tournaments like this, you don't want to win from that sort of situation. Probably just going to pull in a restart. Going to be interesting to see how we do this, because I don't think we've got admin privileges within this lobby. So we'll probably just bring it back to a 0-0. Don't know what the call is here, to be honest.
I'm not sure what regulation is these days on this. I mean, one player disconnected. It's always good sportsmanship to, you know, accept that fate. At 1-1, you know, you're not really losing anything, and at the same time, I felt Wolves had the momentum, so a bit of a shame to put a stop to that.
Yeah, so everyone's leaving the lobby, just going to get remade. The call from the lads of Wolves would just make it 1 minute 30 left, 1-1. So going forward there, we're going to have a big break here, and we always talk about it whenever there is a sort of technical pause, a delay in Rocket League, because you do cool off a little bit. You, of course, got a little bit of time to talk to each other on your team. You've got that moment to just say, oh, Arju is playing pretty good, but Ixo seemed a little bit quiet today for my liking, just for normally he's a big striker, isn't he, Aiden? So maybe the Wolves lads are going, okay, if Ixo's not so hot there, how about we try and focus whenever he's on the ball to really make our way around him, going for that tight 50-50 and then push after that so that he's caught off guard. This is where the strategies really start coming in for the Wolves lads.
I mean, I think, with almost every sport, I mean, you can connect it to football as well. So some of you guys watching who follow, the Wolves football team and have come in through that, you can when you get on a football pitch, you want to identify who is the danger man, who is the guy you don't want to give time on the ball. It's a little bit like that in Rocket League as well. You're going to look at who is their danger man, on whether it's only for Wolves who can go, as they said so in the interview, the mechanical player that can make things pop off, make things happen. Maybe it's him you don't want to give time. In terms of Galaxy Race, it's going to be Ixo, and he's a very formidable striker. You can always find the net from difficult situations, make something out of nothing, but he's also quite good at distributing the ball from the midfield and finding his teammates with an unexpected pass. So really not the kind of guy you want to give time to, because you give him that time and space, he will make things happen. And it seemed like Wolves had kept him under wraps so far in that series. And of course, as you say, Bacon, we get that cool-off period now. Rocket League is one of these games where staying warm and keeping those thumbs twiddling is very, very paramount.
It is indeed, because of course, when we come back into this again, because Rocket League is such a short game, 1 minute 30, anything can happen. I mean, you could look at, I'm expecting just a single goal within that minute and a half, Aiden, but it could be 2, 3, could be going to OT as well. So you've got to be ready to just near enough run as soon as those gates open, as soon as that countdown hits 0. You've got to be hammering out straight away, going for that goal. You don't have that time to wait around and try and get the foundations in place, because if your opponent is running straight at you and you're trying to play a little bit more of a passive style, it could really, bite you in the butt.
No, absolutely. You've got to come out full confidence. There's no time to waste. 1 minute 30, whoever gets the first goal will be likely to take the game. And of course, then obviously going on in the series, you're going to have a harder time in keeping that confidence up. But we've seen a lot of mad series lately in Rocket League, and you've seen the reverse going on a lot of teams. We had last week, I think, Guild putting a reverse on and winning 3-2, and then we've seen some absolute madness in the regional. So we can never count a team out, but Wolves, they've got to hold on to that little bit of momentum. They finished that game off before the disconnect, and if they can go into that with that momentum, with that confidence, they've got a good chance to take the first game.
Yes, so we have just, unfortunately with no one having admin privileges, we have just, raised the ticket, as you say, and got one of the admins from Psyonix to come on board. He's going to be making the lobby for us, so it shouldn't be that long, and then it should be underway. So just going to have a little bit of a downtime. Hopefully, Paul, in the background, you're ready for this. How about we send this to a break, because we don't know exactly how long it's going to take. You don't want us waffling on for a bit. Have a bit of music in the background, and then we'll be back with the remainder of this game. Welcome back. It wasn't that long a break. Are ready to go the lads over at Cyanix, pretty quick to set this one up, Aiden. So massive shout out to them. Shout out to Strangers, actually, our match admin for today, for getting into the lobby and basically setting this up super quick. We're going to be moving over the Manfield Night, and I can't wait for this to get underway. Your thoughts so far on Galaxy Racers, then, Aiden? Like, how you felt they played so far? I mean, it's only the first game, but they look to be, to me anyway, a little bit slow by comparison.
Yeah, I always find it hard to judge a team off of the first game, especially the first few minutes, because you're going in sort of fresh and not so hot yet, and you don't have a full understanding of what they're going to be doing. Perhaps they're looking for to find the weaknesses and the holes with Wolves, and not you're going to show everything just yet. Sure, they looked a bit slow at the start, but it was maybe a bit hesitant. But I think it was a controlled way of playing. So I am still intimidated by what Galaxy Racer can do, but at the same time, you see Wolves are keeping up at the moment.
All right, so game is unpaused and we are underway. Ixo versus Oli on the kickoff. And well, Galaxy Racer were definitely ready for that kickoff. Good defense coming out from Lewis P. Ready for the attack. Good clearance as well. Rix is deep downfield. He's chasing up. Not going to be able to get around onto that. But he has stolen the boost away. Good 50-50 from Lewis P. as Matane is up high. Looking for Arju. Oli in the net. Going to be able to keep it out. An absolute unit to block that one.
Yeah, he really had to make himself big there to get in the way and deny the go-ahead goal. And with a minute left on the clock, both these teams looking for that winner still. A goal that could come is going to be very dangerous and ask some serious questions of their opponent. And, right now as well, if you are a little bit confused, Wolves are back in the orange. So going and attacking that blue goal, and it is Oli attacking it. And Rix Ronde will find a go-ahead goal here from the play from Oli, which got blocked, but a good follow from Rix. And we make it 2-1 with only 38 seconds on the clock.
38 seconds, and then game one will be ours. Wolves coming out massive in the early portions here today. Great little pinch there with the wall to gain space, and Rick's just with these blocks. Keep your heads down, lads. It's not done and dusted just yet. It's only one goal separating them, but that's gonna make it two. Lewis P, what a belter.
Wow, Lewis really showing up. And talking in the interview, Lewis and Oli, they were the two that took that little crown of, yes, we're the more mechanical players, we are the goal scorers. Rix, you do your little rotations at the back, and of course Rix finding the first goal in the game, and then finding the second off the play from Oli though, and now Lewis P to double the lead for Wolves, and it's looking good with very limited time left on the clock for Galaxy Racer to find one back in.
Final 10. And all but secured right now. 5 seconds left to go, and that is pretty much it. Done and dusted. Ixo just going to put it off to the side, but those are the two words that we want to see in orange above the cards. Wolves Esports take game one and look good whilst doing it.
Yeah, looking very good. You talked about Galaxy Racer, how were they looking? You asked me. I said, well, it seemed kind of controlled, but they weren't, going at 100% just yet. And we saw here, well, that they were perhaps maybe a little too hesitant, maybe a little too cold and not ready for Wolves in this one. And wow, it's a good little game one win. Give a little bit of confidence going forward in the series. And if we can take a series against Galaxy Racer, that what you said about Triple Trouble looking even more likely. So potential to go 2-0 in the group.
I don't want to get my hopes up, but that's got me giddy, Just there, straight up today, we're looking at this Galaxy Racers and Vodafone Giants are absolute giants at the moment within the scene. They have really shone during this winter split. But Galaxy Racer, last time in the grid actually, like we said, they did great in weeks 1 and 2, getting to the finals and then to the top 4. But last time round, they got knocked out in the very first round of day 2. So perhaps it's a similar story for them here. And perhaps it's going to be Wolves dealing a very damaging blow. Lewis P taking this one high. Ixo is there. Rick's not going to be able to counter. And Oli's just been beaten. This is dangerous, but the rotations from Rix and Lewis are brilliant.
Oh, it was funny because just as you said that, they ended up landing on each other, but it was hard to avoid it. Rix was really covering the space and didn't want to force Lewis to go as last man and open up the net. But Galaxy Racer's consistency looking a little like jelly, just a bit wobbly all over the place. You know, that team that can go to finals in week 1 and 2 and then struggle for the next couple of weeks, are really back and forth. And they've yet to find that consistency. And, well, we're talking about Wolves, of course. I mean, we've yet to find the consistency that we've been looking for, and that is a great little finish from Arju. That is going to put Galaxy Racer in the lead. However, they did take the lead in game 1, and it didn't really mean too much.
Yeah, demo onto Rix. Only I didn't like jumping through the air there, going back towards the ball. Couldn't really get much done. Would have much preferred, I guess, in hindsight as well. Anyway, the rotation to that far right post and then turn in on it. And so it's a bit of an everyone's at fault in defense there. But you look at Galaxy Racer really capitalizing, causing issues with that demo. And a quick 1-2. The second coming on through once again from Arju.
Well, 2-0 now. There's a good demo on the back line. Rix Ronne getting outplayed as well. Once again, Arju, just the fox in the box, popping up in the middle of nowhere. Gets the double on the lead for Galaxy Racer. Minute gone in the game, and that's come very, very quickly out of the gate. So Galaxy Racer now perhaps another one from Matane. And Galaxy Racer, they were not happy with that game 1 loss, and they're making a difference here in the opening moments of game 2.
Yeah, this sort of performance, Wolves definitely were not ready for. Game 1, sort of like old flip side tactics style, being thrown to the side just so that Galaxy Racer can get the information they need, the play style that Wolves want to play, and set themselves ready. But what a shot, what a pass, and what a redemption coming out from Oli.
Right off the kickoff there, Rix Ronne very, very quick to meet that ball on the wall, and he sniped Oli on the other side. The quick switch of the play just meant that the Galaxy Racer did not have time to rotate back around and get a good angle for the save. He got outpaced on that one, and Wolves showing he can play fast when they need to. But still 2 goals down. They're going to have to clutch up. They're going to have to focus for the rest of the game. And Galaxy Racer, they've come alive a little bit in this game. And there's now another opportunity. Lewis P almost getting a beat on Matane, but good clear in the end over to E. So back into the middle. Rix Ronne getting caught up there, almost sending it into his own net.
Good coverage from Matane as well. But you're right, still 3 minutes in this, Aiden, tons of time to turn it around. 2 goals. Not the end of the world. So the lads have really put a lot more into attack here. They've got to be careful with that back line, of course. Galaxy Racer can really, really hit hard and fast. You just do not want to give them control of the midfield here. Rix up in the air, but beaten by Ixo.
For Galaxy Racer, really, you take an early 3-goal lead. That should be setting the baseline for how you're going to continue for the rest of game 2. But what can often happen, and what we see here from Galaxy Racer, is a little bit of complacency following their 3rd goal, and now even more so. It's a very
we'll take those.
pass.
Yeah.
Wow, Matane. I mean, he really picked his spot.
It was... Heck, if that was going the opposite way, like if that was into our goal, that would have been an absolute screamer from the team. It's just unfortunate not so. I don't want to throw any shade, because you know what? Sometimes you just make little mistakes, don't you?
They do happen, and I mean, this is just the proof that professional players, they're not perfect. Everyone has holes in their game, but I really didn't expect that to come from Matane. I'm still replaying it in my head and thinking, how did he manage to pull that one off? Well, now Wolves have been gifted a goal, a little bit of charity from Galaxy Racer. It puts it within 1, and that complacency from Galaxy Racer could be costing them as they look to be in a very awkward position. Rix Ronne putting the pressure on Matane. Unfortunately, a little bit too close to read the bounce from the attempted clear. Lewis P, a little bit of space to clear, but he's played into the path of Ixo over to Rix Ronne, who passes and finds Lewis P in the midfield to tap that on. Now Rix Ronne taking his time and giving a little bit of time to... It's a fantastic dunk. 3-3.
Those are the moments you absolutely love to take if you're Rix. Just completely outdoing the man. An equalizer as well. And with 1 minute 51 left on the clock, Wolves have tied things up. And quite frankly, are in the driving seat right now, momentum-wise.
Just goes to show, if you're going to concede 3 goals, make sure you do it quickly at the start of the game, because you've got the rest of the game ahead of you to come back into it. And Wolves, they love being under a bit of pressure. We saw them in lower brackets, that they love that pressure from there. Being 3 goals down maybe help them to go, you know what, the only thing we can do now is throw everything into this game, try and find a way back in, and they absolutely have, as Oli tries to carry that one through the midfield, denied though by Arju.
LSP there didn't really have much boost, in fact nothing to work with, and oh no, Ixo has just read that so darn well.
Now, this is a tough one. Matane gets a really nice little redirect, almost sent it in on his own. Oli trying to keep up with it, a tough bounce, and Ixo was right there, breathing down his neck. Not a lot Oli could do. It was a good quick play with pace from Galaxy Racer. They've done that very, very quickly, and Wolves have paid a price, but have the ability to find a goal here. Rick Ronde with the shot, following the pass from Oli, looking for Lewis P back in the middle again. Now Oli a little isolated on defense, Arju. Sorry, Rick Ronde isolated there. Do find a way out, and Rick showing that he does indeed know how to rotate.
Well, this ball right in front of the box, the mistouch as well. Oli not going to be able to capitalize, but again, just keep this pressure going, lads, and you will be able to eventually find something. Rick's demoed for the attempt, Matane just disallowing it. So you can definitely see Galaxy Racer a little bit scared right now, a little jittery, but they're looking to just hold the fort and play defense for the final 30.
I love the audacity on that attempted pass from Ricks to Lewis, who was coming off the ceiling. You know, you're goal down, but why not try and go for the unthinkable? Matane with a shot, but blocked away by Lewis P. As the last 10 seconds going to be important here. Rick's running, trying to keep this one close. It's going to fall for Oli. Gets the beat on one. Can he fake out Matane? Not quite. That would have been the time to score, but it does look like Galaxy Racer going to send this one down the other way and end the game. Rick's running, however, keeping it up. Be interested to see if they can get it back down over to the Galaxy Race side.
Yes.
Yes. No! Denied by the woodwork, but Galaxy Racer, that would have been a questionable moment for them, having not ended the game down the other side.
Yeah, Arju would have been absolutely punished for his hubris there. Try to go for the extra goal and then get sent all the way back, but he must have some sort of guardian angel between the sticks shining bright, because that was spicy. Like, ooh. This game is exciting and I've loved every bit of it.
I mean, this series is heating up. You love to see it. Well, I mean, don't love to see that we lost, but you love to see that we go 3-0 down and come right back in, 3-3. Unfortunate to lose it. Galaxy Race is just a little bit quicker at times. But Wolves still looking strong, still looking very, very competitive here against Galaxy Racer. And
so, I was going to say, the reason why they're so fast and they're looking strong, Galaxy Racer, is because their predictions are so on point. That's why, as a counter act to it, Wolves were sort of playing very cheeky attempts at the passing plays, because that's less predictable. You can see little stuff like this, Rick's trying to follow onto it, make them think that he's going for a second touch onto that ball, and that's just to completely make things difficult for Galaxy Racer, but we've got to be careful still.
I mean, at this level, unpredictability is your friend. You keep doing the same thing and executing the same plan, the same style over and over, your opponents are going to have your number, and it is going to be up to Wolves to try and play those mind games with Galaxy Racer, and that unpredictability, as you mentioned, was working so well. Oli there trying to get that block in the midfield, just whiskers away, but now a little bit out of position. Rick's running, maybe able to find him downfield, drops it down, but it's a little weak effort, and Ixo can keep it clear for Galaxy Racer. A bit more of a tame start. We don't have 3 goals in this first minute.
Yeah, and that's purely because there's a lot more space, a lot of long runs, box to box being played on out, and so it uses up so much boost, and a lot easier to read and defend against because it's not snappy right in front of your net. You've got time to get into place on that. Ixo, though, with a follow through, was a nice little attempt, but just ran out of boost. Luckily for us.
Almost getting a fake out on Arju there. Arju was lucky he got a touch on the ball. He'd already jumped up, just hit the bottom of his wheels. He reached that 90-second mark now, and I'm expecting a goal if a run of play tends to go as it does. Oli trying to find Rick's running. Very risky pass, but now the breakaway taking a little too long to play that ball on. Oli up quick to deny Arju the clear. Lewis P in immediately as well, trying to keep this pressure up now. Oli just trying to wave dash off of his opponent's car. A cheeky little attempt, but didn't quite work out for him. Rick still keeping this close, just monkeying at the ball, keep making it difficult for Matei. You see that Wolves are just trying to push up a little higher and box them in.
Yeah, they're definitely just trying to play that sort of nuisance card, but oh, Matei cutting on in. We've got to be careful of those. Just a little bit too long between the passes, not enough power put behind. Can't blame them, so difficult to do. I like that from Oli there. It didn't get anything done, but it looked good.
He's just trying to play those mind games, trying to fake him out, trying to make himself a little more unpredictable. If I just keep spinning, they won't know which way I'm going to hit the ball, he says. Lewis P couldn't get it away, and Galaxy Racer still closing them down quickly, Wolves. And you see Iso there, fantastic read, using the ceiling to get across the block Ricks. Galaxy Racer really doing their job here in the midfield, not allowing Wolves to play through too easily. And now Wolves under a bit of pressure, a little bit low boost, need to find a route out. Rix Ronde, the one to try and get that downfield and start the counter. Looking awkward as Oli and Lewis in the same corner. Rix Ronde coming across as well. That is the open net, and well, Rix, you gotta stick to what you do best. Those rotations, that was definitely not back post.
No, it was not. Yeah, I don't know what more to say. Don't get me wrong, the pass out from Oli to Lewis beforehand in the corner was a little bit awkward. But that, again, is just the lads trying to conserve boost. You can see that when they can, like right now, I'm looking at Lewis on his rotate back. He's making sure that he's still got enough for a little squirt in the tank to just basically get into supersonic. And it's that conservation which is hurting them a little bit, because the way they're wanting to play feels almost all out in so many different aspects. Ricks.
I feel like when Wolves get pinned back a little bit and they start to run lower and lower on boost, they do get a little bit panicky, and you see a bit of chaos and clumsiness come out, and that you end up with 3 people in the same corner. That's Rocket League 101. You just can't be there. And well, Lewis P probably
could be anywhere.
He can indeed. I don't know how he's managed to get there, but what a save.
I still don't understand Lewis P. Oh. That's a good moment. You know what? I don't mind getting cut off if it's a goal. Might not be the prettiest goal, but it's still a blooming good one. To get that touch just perfectly by Oli. Again, monkeying around, like you said, in the opponent's box. Round.
I mean, that's it really. You just want quick follow-ups, and by positioning a little bit closer than usual, they're able to follow that ball up quickly, make it a bit awkward for Galaxy Racer. You saw the 2 players in front of net, one on the back ball, one down on the ground. He's just slipped it between the 2 of them. They didn't expect it to come so quickly, and that shot from Rix Ronde, denied by Matei, will be pivotal for Galaxy Racer. Wolves asking some questions now with 30 seconds on the clock. Lewis be trying to get that beat on Iso. Oli very quick to challenge him. Now, though, the midfield opens up. Rix Ronde's not got a lot of... And just like that, Galaxy Racer going to retake the lead.
Wolves too slow in their opponent's box there. They'd stolen the boost away. Man had already gone to the mid, I do believe, Ixo to go steal some. And then just there, not trying to punish. Pace, momentum, just a little bit offset, out of sync. And now 15 seconds to try and turn this around. It is all or nothing right now. Again, Lewis P is on fire between the sticks today. We need someone sending it on the opposite end.
It's a shame, really. I mean, Wolves had contested this game so well. Galaxy is going to put the nail in the coffin with that one. Matei playing off of Arju, who so well put that to the backboard, got the extra touch to take it away from the defenders, left the net gaping. And they do extend that lead, but you got to think when Wolves went 2-1 down, it was really a mistake of their own that caused it. As you saw, they left the midfield wide open. And Rix was, of course, going to be a bit slower to come back, but Lewis P got caught slacking, going out to a big mid boost that wasn't even there.
That was the sort of hope moment, right? Where you full send it into that very last play. Lewis P was up on the left. Rix, of course, cutting in from the right side of the net, looking to just get that clearance, send it down to Lewis P, and hope. In the dying moments of the game, when we're literally talking the last 5 seconds, I can't blame the lads for doing it, because that third goal, in the realistic sort of end of things, does not matter.
No, I mean, in the end of the day, if there's like 10 seconds left on the clock and you're 2-1 down, just throw everyone at the play. Yeah. If it doesn't work out and the other team scores, you haven't changed the overall result. You still lost the game. But it was just that 2-1 that's going to be painful for Wolves, because that was very avoidable, and you'd think they could have avoided that mistake a lot easier. Now Galaxy Racer up onto match point, and this momentum from Wolves just slightly dwindling.
But one thing we haven't actually seen before, and I guess, a little bit of shade at the Wolves lads, Oli didn't ready up using the full 60 seconds there. The Wolves lads actually talking and taking their time, because normally they're a little bit snappier and quicker on their directives between games, but here they're actually using the full 60 seconds to talk it on out. They know that this little mini reverse sweep, 2 games in a row now to win, is possible, but only they're going to be able to get the goals and do the work for them. This is dangerous in front of the box, but Rix comes out on top.
Wolves at the moment just playing so loose, as you saw. The spacing just a little bit further than what you'd like to see on defense, and it's just causing a little bit of risk, as Rix really had to stretch for that early save. And going 1-0 down there would have been very painful. He's going to see what Lewis P could do now. He's going to want to have followed that up and found a teammate, but just wasn't able to keep up with the speed of the play in the ball. And now Oli dropping it down for Lewis. A great pass, but Lewis just not the touch he would have wanted, not what the doctor ordered. There's double commits as well, leaving it risky. There was a chance for the quick clear and quick goal for Galaxy Racer.
Sorry.
That was cheeky.
That was. And this is why he is a threat, why he is scary. Because he makes that look easy as well. That was all intentional. He knew what he was doing.
He was just delaying and delaying and delaying. He thought, if I touch this, Lewis is going to know exactly where I'm putting it. He's going to take possession back and try to control it. But if I don't touch this and wait for Lewis to get that first touch, can go for the dunk. It's exactly what he did, and it's worked out perfectly. And you said it, Ixo is their danger man, and little cheeky plays like that, you can see why.
Yeah, and when we're looking at these attempts being put on from each of the lads, Galaxy Racing now are just perfectly in sync to meet for at least a 50-50 on every single attempt. You can see there, Mitane just being out Rix, and that is super scary. They've finally come and adjusted. They've learnt the playstyle of Wolves and always seem to be so clutch there in the nick of time.
And that's the thing that gives me like a bit of nerves on the Wolves side. Like we're stretching for saves. We're only just making them. They're always clutch saves, and I know it's hard for my heart. Like I'm watching, and my blood pressure's going up, and I'm thinking, please get it, and you just got your fingers crossed the whole time, and you want a little bit more sort of, confidence that they will definitely make the save. The play's coming out now from Oli to Rix, and unfortunately just not clinical enough. Ixo again with a dunk, reading his opponent ever so well. And Arju, bit of a waste of possession there as he forced that one into the middle with no one to follow.
As you say that, the lads can still do it. I wholeheartedly believe in them. They've just got to clean it up the slightest amount. Nice little clearance coming out from Lewis P, but there needed to be a second man rotating on in. That will work for now, but what's the plan going forward? Rix just a little bit too far forward. It rolls past him. Oli was in the middle for the quick counter. That is a pass down, but Oli just cannot get high enough onto it.
Well, 2 minutes left in the game, and that's a misplay from Lewis. It's given possession over, and it almost trickles in. Oli somehow keeping it out with that ball. 99% of it was over the line, and Ixo this time making sure the full ball crosses the line. And that is one painful one. Lewis P just doing a bit of pole dancing there as well, trying to get up off the post, but no luck, and 2-0 now for Galaxy Racer.
Those are so hard to read as well. Big stuff from earlier, keep calm, get out the first shot, but the second one, when you're so low on boost in the net, you just got to sort of jump up and hope, like predict that you're in the way of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the case of having to go before the strikers actually hit the ball. So you're just really gambling on what direction it'll go. And, well, sometimes it works out. And if it's the best you can do in the time when it's that close to the net, well, have to go for it. But now it's a tall order for Wolves. They're 2 goals down, and finding a way back against this Galaxy Racer side is going to be a very tricky challenge. They're in a sticky situation, but great play by Lewis. Looking for Rix, it falls to Ole, but so gonna keep being that thorn in the side for Wolves. Ole almost getting caught out by that long ball down, as he had to quickly utilize a half flip to get there in time.
Look, Galaxy Racer now are stealing every bit of boost they can, making life so difficult for Wolves, looking to lock them on into their back half. Only with a bit of a run. Again, Arju, of course, Nacho in defense has got the initiative on it. Rix attempts. Lewis P, yes, over, but Oli cannot finish off. Rix is still around the box. The bounce off the wall. Ixo has done enough. Lewis P is keeping the dream alive, looking to set it up for Rix, but just cannot get the block in front of net.
What a little run of play there from Wolves, though. I mean, Arju, take a bow, because somehow he's managed to read everything that was going on, despite the ball getting sent one way, then the other. And it's a glimmer of hope for Wolves, but they don't hold on to that long enough, and we're not able to replicate it over and over, and this is where we end up falling short. And Galaxy Racer just adding another to the damage, and Wolves hopefully not feeling too deflated, losing 3-0 here and now dropping the first series of the night.
So right, score on the board, 3-1 in favor of the Galaxy Racer. Wolves will have to go back to the drawing board, come up with a new plan. We know Coach Juicy does come up with a plan for each team every week. And as we look around the grounds at the results from the other sides, Giants have just beaten Triple Trouble 3-2, Aiden.
Yeah, no, I wanted to bring this up, during between one of the games, but I didn't get the chance to. But Triple Trouble kept it very close, and had a great overtime win against Giants, winning that one 2-1 after almost a minute and a half of overtime, and showing that Triple Trouble maybe we should raise our expectations just a little bit. Giants, of course, coming second in the regional, and looking over to Group B, Bacon, Oxygen Dignitas. I mean, I would have picked one clear winner in that matchup, but it seems to have gone the other way for Oxygen, taking it against Dig, and thought that Dignitas had finally found their form, and maybe they aren't finding consistency either.
Yeah, and of course, Top Lex have just been Team Liquid. I would have probably predicted that beforehand. Both teams in a bit of a slump, arguably Liquid on the upcome, but I mean, they'd set that bar very low. But 3-2 to Top Blokes there, Aiden. So that's a result which went the way we thought. But here, looking in Group A, the results we would have expected, or at least the end results, that 3-2 for Giants, though, I'm going to be interested because we got Triple Trouble last on broadcast. Giants are next coming up. And that leaves me a little bit cautious. Like, Triple Trouble, are they, like, riding high from that? Or is that sort of knocked them back? They were thinking they could take it? Like, there's a lot of mental questions there, isn't there?
Definitely. I think they'll be slightly disappointed that they couldn't take the series in Game 5. Naturally, anyone would. Because you go, we could have beaten the second best team in the region.
Especially when it was in OT, a 0-0 OT for them. So that's just nuts.
But on the other hand, they can also go, we took them to Game 5 overtime, and that is the second best team in the region at the moment, going by the last regional. And I think that's gonna give them more confidence than they're going to have lost from that overtime. And I would say Galaxy Racer. We need them to destroy them. We need Galaxy Racer to destroy Trouble Trouble, because if we were looking at the game difference as well, if everything's tied, if we get a tie at the bottom of the table or something, or we need a tiebreaker, we want to have that game difference over whoever it would be we're competing with, possibly Triple Trouble, of course. And Triple Trouble now, of course, with a better game difference than us, as we went 3-1, they got 3-2, so they got -1, we're on -2, so we will need to bring that back.
Yep. So, guys, we're going to head on over to a break. Next match starts on the hour, so 14 minutes from now. So, got a little bit of time. Get yourself a cup of tea, a glass of water, or whatever have you. But be back for that next matchup. Vodafone Giants versus Wolves Esports here on the Wolves Esports channel. We'll see you in a bit.
Welcome Tizo.
Welcome Tizo.
Welcome Tizo to our global headphones partner. From ears to heart.
Hey, welcome back to Wolves Esports. Hope you've had an enjoyable little break, and we're back now for some Rocket League action. I'm sure you've been eagerly anticipating the next game against Giants. Now, Giants looking slightly vulnerable, 3-2 against Triple Trouble, and but now we'll see what can the Wolves do against Giants. And Bacon, what do you think the Wolves can do against Giants?
What do I think the Wolves can do? Looking at Triple Trouble, they did have a fairly decent weekend just gone within Regional 3, being able to take down Vitality. But when you look at that series, it was a little bit odd. I'm feeling like this is a little bit more Giants not taking the group stages seriously. This is a team that need pressure upon them, so they prefer those sort of how do you say, just the day two. They like the single elim bracket, so they're just seeing how things are going, getting themselves warmed up. That's the first game coming into this. We just gotta sort of forget about that result against Triple Trouble and come in with our own game plan. Like we said, Juicy comes in each and every week with a way to play for Wolves and like what to do to be out of the team, and it's just focus on that from the start. Don't look at how they're playing today, just keep to your own plan, because Giants, very much like how we saw Galaxy Racer change up massively from game 1 into, you know, game 2, 3 and 4, they can do that themselves. So just keep your heads down, lads. Don't get distracted.
Yeah, it's all going to be about the focus and executing the game plan with discipline. I think you're going to need to be very, very disciplined against Giants Gaming, because really have some wild ability amongst them. But as you said, you know, it's group stage. Maybe they don't take it quite as seriously. For them, it's like spiced up scrims. But we talked about Ixo of Galaxy Racer being their sort of danger man. Would you say Itachi would be that for Giants?
So, yeah, when you look at Giants, it's a weird case. Previously, of course, you would have gone with Tox. Now it's Itachi. And you look at all three of these and go, I don't want to pick one danger man out, because they can all take a good crack at the ball. When you look at, say, Stake, for an example, he is a beautiful second man to be able to set up plays, and that's what I think is the most dangerous aspect of Giants, is Stake there being able to near enough keep the team afloat by just maneuvering that ball around the pitch, whether it's just clearing into open space or with his pinpoint precision passing plays. He just can find a way to create a go out of nowhere, and I don't know if that's just off him or his ability to respond to his teammates' call-outs, you know? And so if we come into this and Wolves play a very heavy demo game against Stake, I'm going to say that would be a great initial idea, but I don't know if it'll work, because Giants team so in touch with one another these days. Like the move over to Itachi from Tox, whilst I would argue anyway, they lost a little bit of their striking force, their togetherness, their team chemistry has definitely gone through the roof.
I think it's absolutely one thing that we saw during the regional is the Giants are very capable of making the ball do the work. Now you see, you've got teams who rely a lot on good solo plays. Singularity, Oxygen, for example, they have some great solo players on the team. They have mechanical wizards, if you will. But that means that you have the cars doing the work, and you're using your boost, you're using your resources, and of course the ball moves faster than the cars do. And Giants are one of these teams that is able to get that ball to do the work for them. They can ping it from one side to the other. They switch the play. When you do that, you have the opponent team completely having to readjust and rotate round again, and yet they're able to pull players out of position by switching the play, finding those pinpoint passes, sniping each other, and that's what makes them a very, very ferocious team that I think is going to be very scary to come up against. And I would love to hear what Juicy would how they would analyze going into this. For me, I would say, we've got to control the midfield. We really have to have a presence, because they are going to be looking for these banging passes to one another. They play pinpoint accuracy, hard passes from one side to the other. If we can control the midfield area, have a better chance of getting the interceptions and maybe getting a quick transition down the other way.
It's breaking up their flow, to be blunt about it, and that is the hardest difficulty. Like I said, going on that demo meta for Stake, if it works, great, but there's that part of me which just says, no, it won't do the job. It's not going to happen, purely because if you get rid of Stake, it just feels like the second man, let's say Itachi or Zamwe, would then step on in and just pick up that spot, be able to hold on to it, or, well, not even hold on to it, just keep the ball lofted in the air, let it maneuver around. And it all stems from the fact that they're not scared about keeping possession of the ball. if their opponents have it, they're not too worried because they're looking at what their opponents are doing continuously and adapting to it. And just seem like the Giants, for me, feel like the most flexible team in Rocket League right now.
Yeah, I think they're very adaptable, and you know, you're mentioning if a demo play will work out or not. I think Giants as well, they're one of these teams that plays quite quickly. The speed that they then move the ball or make a decision makes it hard to get demos because they're not really staying put. They're not so predictable on the field because they have the ability, they have not just the mechanical ability to play the ball and do what they want, manipulate it the way they want. They can do it quickly, and that's going to make it a lot harder to, you know, find the physical plays. And I'm really, really intrigued to see how Wolves are going to go into this game against Giants. The strategy is, it's going to be what we're going to heavily rely on. They have to be disciplined, execute it well, because if they don't, Giants, the quality that they have is just going to be enough to beat Wolves.
Yeah, so with that, we're back in the blue. Seems like it's a blue day for the Wolves. Hopefully not. Let's keep this going. Absolutely run this one high. It's 5 minutes on the clock. Come on, Wolves, let's do this. Not a repeat of last time. And Lewis B is already getting fancy with his setups.
Well, Zamway is going to clear this one away, and there'll be an early pressure coming out from Wolves. Luis not giving time there. Again, quickly into the challenge. That's coming mid for Rix Ronde, and Giants Gaming will be the first to concede. Wolves coming at them very, very quickly. Lewis P did not allow them a second on the ball, and Rix Ronde makes it 1-0 in game one.
A beautiful plan coming out there. Bang it off the backboard over towards Rix. Lewis P doing absolute millions. They weren't expecting it at all. Zamway's got a good 50-50, but there's Lewis again. These cheat-ups, what a shot put on from Oli. Rix keeping the pressure high. Lewis has got to be careful. He's cheated up to the midfield here, but that back off, you could see the attackers coming in from Giants just didn't have the boost. And Itachi with no boost there wasn't able to get on the ball.
And Zamway almost getting caught out there by Lewis. Lewis playing a very aggressive first man role so far in this game. But you saw him, like, he was just poised there on the backboard, reading that, like, knockback from Zamway, just expecting it. And Zamway had no idea his opponent was lurking there. Good stuff from Lewis, really leading the charge for Wolves and trying to put this pressure on Giants. Good start for Wolves and really asking some questions. That drop down from State though looking really dangerous. Zamway on the end of it, and Itachi now trying to do what Lewis was doing down the other end. Quick pressure. State takes it up quickly. That ball stuck to him like a toffee tucked to the bottom of a shoe. And Stake keeps the pressure going. Itachi up now. Lewis be looking a little awkward. Only forced to save. The pressure keeps coming from Giants. Coming in very quickly, these half rotations. Itachi going to send this to the backboard. Drops it down, actually, and Rix the reactions to make the save, but it won't be enough. And, well, Giants had a very, very good response to going 1-0 down.
So whilst we look at this, the defense so much better coming in from Wolves in comparison to the last series, but they just did not have a clearance in them. I saw a lot of leaving the corner boost ready for teammates there coming through from Wolves, which is fantastic. The big moment for me was Lewis, who had 34 boosts, didn't pick up the bottom right pad so that Oli could step on in and pick it on up. Brilliant stuff communicating that between the lads. But the problem is they just did not have that clearance opportunity, so couldn't get the ball away. It was locked in from the midfield by Giants. But this aggression, this very high attack, seemingly working, but that pace on the counter was beautiful from Giants.
I mean, Itachi sees the opportunity. He sees Oli's rotating very, very wide. And this is what we saw, again, the mistake that comes from Wolves far too often is when you're coming back and you're going to be the last one back, the first one back, and you're going to be that last man, you've got to get back to the net quicker. You've got to get into that back post because you're not protecting the net. You're going all the way to that corner boost, and really what for? There's plenty of pads on the way. 36 boost would be plenty to make that save, and you're just not there on time, and it's a cheap one to concede, really, for Wolves.
Notice as well, when it comes down to the Giants, that they like to go for a lot of second touches. Get that initial hit up in the air, take it to the backboard, and then they'll go from there. They want to try and keep a hold of the ball. in their own back half. Like I said, when it comes over to their opponent's end, they don't mind that possession sticking with the defenders because they'll go in for those 50-50s. This is a great little setup in front of the box, but Lewis, he held his line in the midfield. I cannot blame him for that as the third man, but that hurts to be such a close opportunity. The bump coming on through, and there's the goal.
I mean, Rix, yeah, I think maybe he was a little bit hurt by saying he's the guy that rotates and has no mechanics. Juicy really calling him out, and Rix demonstrating the fact that he can keep that ball close in the air. And the bump to go from the edge or into the bump, it's not just good mechanics, it's good awareness of the play and a great decision, good aggression from him. Unfortunate that it then had to go back the other way and then concede another one with Giants doubling their lead. The Wolves, they've got a little bit in their pocket that have yet to really show, and if it plays like that, we can see them more and more often. They can ask the right questions. They just need to find those answers. Zamoy forcing that one through. Itachi getting it to the backboard. Stakes there, looking for the target. It's gone just wide. Lewis P has the opportunity to just slow the play down, but he's flicked it a little early. Zamway is able to react to it, and he gets the beat on Rix. Only not a convincing clear, and Rix Ronde only just outpacing Itachi to that ball. It's looking a little clumsy at the back now for Wolves as Giants once again mounting the attack. The siege is very real. Itachi so quick to get up, and Rix Ronde again having to deal with the danger and not done it very well.
That 50-50, Rix, how he handles that ball is so important, and unfortunately for him, nothing found of it. The cut in from Stake, the follow-up from Itachi, and that is goal number 4 for Vodafone Giants. And Aiden, I hate to be a pessimist here, buddy, but I think game 1 is done. However, that does mean we have 40 seconds here to use Giants and plan the following games.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think it's got to be about planning. It's got to be about fixing some of these fundamental mistakes that we're seeing. That clear from Oli across his own net is Rocket League 101. Don't put the ball across your own net. You do the same in football as well. You're trying to clear it across. You're inviting the danger. And some of these goals from Giants, they're lucky to be 4-1 up because they've been gifted these opportunities. And really, Wolves are better than that. Of course, they're doing things under pressure. They're doing things against a top 2 team at the moment in the region, but it's still not forgivable to give them goals. And I mean, we're seeing some good quality coming out from some of the plays from Wolves, but need to find that consistency now.
Do indeed. So the ball touches the floor, right on the wall. 4-1 in favor to the lads in orange. Vodafone Giants. We'll have to see where we go from here. Aiden, you're right, just too many sloppy sort of giveaways there, putting the ball into dangerous positions. You feeling just more dribble plays need to come on out, or what do you actively like to see the lads try and do here?
I think they need to accept the fact that Giants Gaming are a better team. And the thing is we get dragged into playing at their speed. We get dragged into desperation almost, because Vodafone Giants are going to come, they're going to pressure us, they're going to be taking the boost. And to see us using so much boost in between plays, and you see off the ball a lot of boost being used, Wolves need to hold on to their boost a lot better, because Vodafone Giants, they are suffocating us when they come and attack, and Wolves don't like to be pinned back in defense. You see the panic, you see the clumsiness start to come out, and we try to do the same to Giants, get forward, put the pressure on, but those rotations back to net, they've got to be shorter. We're getting caught by the speed, and we can't allow that to happen.
So move into game 2, having a little look over Twitch chat, and you're right, I'm looking at this saying it's all building right now, for me anyway, for that promotion relegation tournament, and learning from the best. These guys are near enough going to find every single flaw. You're right, top 2 team, every single flaw in the Wolves playstyle being shown on out, only with the cheat of Rix just not able to get away. Stake predicted that to a T. It's so impressive.
I mean, you can see that he predicted it. At the same time, Rix Ronde seemed to be completely unawares of his opponent flying in, and almost a second one, the State forcing it through. Not the start to game 2 that Wolves would have wanted, and they really need to focus up now. They've got the whole game ahead of them. They've got to forget about that first goal. Of course, in some way, they shouldn't forget about it, because that means they do need to score 2 to take the lead, but they can't focus too much on going down early and not allow that to get in their heads. Need to keep the focus and keep them at confidence, which is, well, Lewis was not confident he was going to get to that one.
Where was the glue between the players here? Lewis coming on in for that. Oh, this is where you got to call. I know it is a mess in comms sometimes, where you're just in a sheer panic, especially when in defense. This is just one of those things where you got to prioritize the cleanup of that. That's what you do in your scrims. Just continuously talk to each other. Come down to vital information, single words, maybe even 2 at most. This counter, it's got good enough to the point where it can get downfield. But then after that, Aiden, we just can't do anything with it. We're handing it on over. On the back post, admittedly, on the backboard. But we're handing it over nonetheless.
I think it comes down to clinicalism, what we're doing with the ball and getting the correct hit. You know, Giants, every move seems to be quite calculated. When they shoot on target, it's on target. And when they want to shoot just off target, they're doing it for a reason. They're doing it to get an outplay, force the jump, force someone to make a move. Where really, we have a bit of desperation about us. Every time we get down in the offensive third, it's we got to score, and that hesitation or desperation causes us to miss, and there come the inaccuracies. And, well, again, too easy for Giants as they find Zamaway on the counter, split us open. Not a lot Wolves could do against this one, just got caught too high up, and great transition play from Giants. It's pure quality from them.
Yes, indeed. Oh, Zamway with that slowdown. Going for the 50-50. Well read by Lewis. He has definitely stepped up in defense this season, something that Wolves definitely needed. He knows his position. He also needs to find a way to get that down. No boost. It was easy to run into him, win the 50-50 there for Giants. Big opportunity. Rix with a pass over the Oli. Looking to set up for Lewis B. He gets high in the air. Puts on a decent shot, but State has got it covered.
That was great control from Lewis, and to be honest, I think he was really aiming for that crossbar so he could get the double, try and get someone to jump, pull them out of position, and some good quality coming out from Lewis.
Oh.
Oli making work of State there. Reese Ronde trying to find Oli. Oli's right underneath it. It looks like he didn't know it was there as he just keeps on rotating out. Net was open. It would have been tough for Oli to get a touch, but I would have expected him to turn on that one. The great clutch save from Reese Ronde there to deny Giants going even further ahead. Don't feel like Wolves will be able to come back into this game, but there's some good moments here in the middle of the game.
There are indeed, and you can see Wolves building, learning from their opponents, starting to be able to predict them, because that's the biggest thing about Giants that I can definitely see right now. Their prediction game is so strong to near enough know what Wolves are going to do before they even know what they're doing. But that was a beautiful connection over the Rix. He's got to run with this off the backboard, but no. Not clinical enough. You said it earlier, Aiden. It rings true once again.
I think it's just the difference of being, you know, a team that is a lot lower in the rankings versus a team that's up there in the top. And those teams that are up there, they're there because they are clinical, they are consistent. Itachi is actually nuts. I'm sorry, but he needs to calm down.
And to be able to do this is so much easier to say than actually pull off. But it's also there for me anyway, going for that block. Only made it back in time, but was helpless. In that sort of scenario, he might have not even gone up to the ball because Itachi had already won ahead of time. He had everything covered.
I mean, talking about prediction game, you can't predict that. It was unpredictable as anything. He gets a flip reset on the top of the ball, and instead of flipping into the ball, what you might expect, He uses a wave dash to get a little touch up, follows it. Oh, he needs to calm down.
And again, you see that the fake from onto the first man onto Zamweb, and then Stake follows through in the case that he's going to go behind him. Vodafone Giants are using each other to close down every single option that Wolves have, meaning that they're just playing on into them. Itachi here finally gets out wide, but you can see Lewis P can only get 50-50 off. Zamway beats Rix to the ball. Lewis does get a good follow-up, and finally an opportunity rises, but Rix with 0 boost just cannot get anything onto that ball. It's a runaway, and it's Itachi being stolen from. He thought that was his, and instead his own teammates said, "Nah, buddy, you've got to calm down."
Yeah, well, I think 4 goals is enough for one game. And just, I'm glad for Wolves that it's not more. But this is, I mean, it's beautiful to see what Vodafone Giants can do, but at the same time, it's so tough to watch Wolves get done like that.
And to just compare, to just make the statement of, if Vodafone Giants, if we were to do, World Championships tomorrow, Aiden, Vodafone Giants, for me, would be one of the favorites, a top 4 team easily to take it. They're just on that form at the moment. And so that's how you can see, as time goes on, Giants, like we said earlier, can just predict Wolves. They know what they're going to do and have set themselves up just from their base foundations to be ready for that. And then, again, as we said, not one man is just a single striker. I know Itachi comes out with an extra goal upon his 2 comrades, but you look at them, they're all capable to near a shoot at net from anywhere on the pitch. And it is just the flow this team has as they get better with age. You got to think back towards the start of this split. This wasn't an outstanding team. It took a little bit of time for Itachi to set on in. And you just hope the same with Wolves. As soon as they can get that absolute top form chemistry together, knowing where each other are going to be at every single moment of time, that's when Wolves really will hit that next form.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things is Itachi he is such a good player, and I think he's very adaptable. He's got all the skills that you want as a Rocket League player, and I think that's what's helped Giants to gel so well with a new player on the roster. Of course, he's only been here for this split, and he looks like he's made himself well at home. Some demos coming out on Zamo. Rix running with a flick up. Lewis with the follow to the backboard. Oli's there with the drop, but gets the double. Again, though, not on target. And everything was perfect all the way up until that final ball. And you're not able to find the net, but this time, Oli can pick up the pieces and puts one away.
A moment of bliss. The shot from Rix to any other team feels like it would have been a goal. But Oli full sends it. Having a third man go in for those opportunities within Rocket League, most of the time spells disaster, doesn't it? Because you've got no one back in defense at that point. But it just shows for Wolves to be able to get the goals, they've got to full send it. 2-0 down with the series. Nearly 2-0 up in this game. Oli coming on through once again, but blocked out by Stake.
And that's again, Oli had a lot more time than he thought he had there. 2 of the plays were in net. They were still recovering. But you put a predictable shot straight at the net like that, it's easy for them to just rush out the net, get the save. There's not enough sort of placement on that shot. The Wolves really needing to make the most of these opportunities. Going 2 goals up would buy them a little bit of comfort here in Game 3.
Indeed, so many follow-throughs on these balls. As Rix takes it high, Itachi just being a nuisance. Lewis P on the opposite side. Rix is in the mid. Again, Lewis P unfortunately blocked on out, very low on boost, so it slows down the flow of game. Oli is there, goes high, going for the second touch, does connect with it. Top right of the bin, 3 minutes left to go. It is 2-0 to the Wolves.
Well, it's almost a carbon copy of the earlier double tap he had, except this time he's found the back of the net, doubled the lead, and Wolves, are Wolves suddenly switching it on, or are Giants maybe a bit complacent? Is it a bit of both?
I think it is a bit of both, but we'll have to see. It's the start of a reverse sweep right now, Aiden. Just keep your hopes sort of like under control. Let's just see how Wolves go on, especially since there's still just over half a game left to go in this one. The pass out to Itachi as he slows it down. Rix tries to just be a nuisance, and it is good. It does close out the angles. Only going to be able to ferry it away, but the attack is still on from Giants.
Itachi, was great composure from him to not just go straight for a flick or a shot and be predictable, slowing it down, trying to fake one out. And when you're doing that at like the highest level where the play is so quick and you have the audacity to slow it down in front of the net, you know, you're about 7 meters out and you're throwing in a fake instead of just popping one off. Really good composure. And it's just something so great to see about this Giants team. And I mean, it's good content. It's great entertainment watching these guys. And Wolves doing a fantastic job here in Game 3 just to take the game to them.
And notice here with Wolves getting up in the air a lot earlier to stop these aerial dribbles coming on out from Giants is a brilliant adjustment to the lads, because you just cannot give time and space on over to Giants. Might be a little bit uncomfortable, you know, using all your boost to get that high, but it's what you've got to do, because their ability to go for flip resets and, well, Oli's ability to score is something else.
I was wondering what happened to Itachi there. Almost looked like his controller DC'd as he just plummeted back down to the ground and got beaten. But Oli, fantastic little pop into the middle. It's a great follow, and then he's there again in the middle from Fox in the box. Puts one away, and now 3 goals up for Wolves. Is it a sign of things to come? Is this, would we be wrong to get our hopes up a little bit?
I don't know, but I've got my prayer beads out and I'm going through them one by one, hoping, praying that this is indeed a good sign of things to come, as Oli takes it off the ceiling, massively strong in attack. Notice again, Lewis just sticking to his own half of the pitch, very rarely venturing into the opponent's half, and Rick's just being the connector between the two. Perhaps that's the key. Play a very, very set style here. Sure, your opponents are predicting them. Well, invite them to predict you. Just be stronger on your foundational plays. That's a great setup of Ricks. A little bit past it. Lewis P gonna just absolutely send it back to net. He knows Oli's got control of that. The touch not coming up through, but Oli does get a clearance. Brilliant stuff. The pop as well from Ricks will do enough to keep Giants at bay. 20 seconds left to go. 3 goals to none. And I think Wolves can safely say they've got game 3.
And the clean sheet is important here. You know, just making your mark here. You can just shut them out. If you can do that, it's really good for the confidence and might hurt Giants a little bit. Of course, Giants with a huge advantage already being on match point. Wolves have got to do this 2 times over, but only will make it 4. Great control on the air dribble. Goes into it well, and Zamway just can't keep it out.
On the buzzer as well. That's a beauty. Oli coming out with 4 goals. Each and every one scored in game 3 was a work of art and a work of Oli. So 2-1 in the series to Vodafone Giants. Wolves on the comeback, and you're right. Is this going to be momentum? Are Vodafone Giants going to drop it here? Not being able to get a goal, it's got to leave them a little bit disheartened going into game number 4. But you can see the lads weighing up, and this is where a team with a fair bit of history about themselves, you know, they do have a lot of experience now within Rocket League, playing at the top level for last, I would argue, 2 years here, Aiden. You know, since that formation back on the old RCD days. Do they have it in them to just be able to sweep that side? We've seen it done before, but Wolves, you got to be the ones to say no to that.
I mean, it's a very tall order for Wolves. Getting the game, though, important. Triple Trouble have taken a game off of Galaxy Racer, winning game 2 6-1. So when it comes to game difference, getting that 1 game, regardless of if we can take this all the way, is important
Big
for
from
us.
Ricks. Lewis with the follow-up. Itachi's only gone and sent that into the box. Zamway happened to just try and play keep away. Gets it up and over. Lewis only continuing. Look at Lewis there, ready for the pass. Only is there. Wants to set it up, and that is a beautiful play from the Wolves.
What is the speed we're seeing from the Wolves and the accuracy from the passing? That's ridiculous. 4 passes and then in the back of the net. Why not? Lewis P says, "Oh, I'll pop this one up. Easy little 1-2." It's beautiful, beautiful play. Put that on a canvas and stick it on the wall. Oh, never mind.
After all that hard work, and this is just a foundational flaw coming on through. Rick's not quick enough, up and over, and Oli, I don't want to say just caught napping, but was not expecting it, not in a position to be able to make the save. Was so sure that Ricks was getting that 50-50. We're back to even Stevens.
There's a huge whiff from Oli there, under minimal pressure. And that's invited now some danger from Vodafone Giants. Itachi maybe just about misreading that one. I had to send it across his net, not what he would have wanted. And that Lewis B was there to try and punish Oli, trying to go with speed down the other way. Not too much control on the ball though, and Stake's able to clear. Lewis B though, comfortable catch for him. Itachi's up a bit too early here, and Lewis B can lift it over, drops it down. Not on target. Oli trying to keep it going, and somehow this ball refusing to leave the wall. Lewis B has to be careful.
I was so expecting Ricks to just come flying through the air there, but the lads are just trying to control themselves. You know, you've got to have a little bit of patience in Rocket League. As you can see, they're still safe back on the defense here. Big opportunities though. Zamway is pretty much just sent straight to him there. Right place, right time.
Now, Rick's Ronde trying to play this one out over to Oli, going into the challenge against Itachi. Reads it well, and he's back on the ball again, trying to pop that mid. Oh, he's got a good follow. Going for the solo play, disregarding the passing option, just trying to try something different this time. We've scored the first one with a nice little 1-2-3. Maybe now it's time for a solo. Just about gets denied. And Vodafone Giants down the other side. We get a lot of back and forth. That 50 going straight towards the side. Stake has to get up quick, called into action. Can't be getting caught out by a pinch like that. Rix Ronde over to Lewis P. Back into the corner and down again for Rix Ronde, looking for the middle, trying to find Oli. Oli was just a bit too far away, but Wolves dominating possession at the moment. Lewis P clanging one towards target, but just off target.
And that redirect from Rix. The passing has really been stepped up between the lads here. You can see big improvements. Rix, though, he's got so little boost, only 8 in the tank to retreat back into defense where Lewis is doing a one-on-one. And you've got to be careful on those because it reduces your options of what you can do in defense to make those saves.
Well, it's interesting to see as Wolves are using a little bit less boost between plays and off the ball. They needed to be more careful, using too much boost on the turns, and they were getting suffocated. You see now they're able to deal with the pressure, managing that boost so much better. And when you've got 30 to 40 in the tank, you're able to keep defending. You're able to soak up that pressure, just working off of 1 or 2 pads with every rotation. Holding on and defending quite valiantly, but it remains incredibly close. 1-1 still with just over a minute to go. And I fear that the next goal could just take this game.
Oh, well, there we go. Commentator's curse. How about a commentator's blessing? Rix.
Once.
Beautiful boy. Absolutely sends it back. And Itachi had no clue that was coming. Probably thinking it was going for the top left. Nope, top right. And now Wolves have got advantage here in game 4. They've just got to hold on to this goal.
Oh, I think Rix may have had the stream on. It says, oh, 1 more goal might take the game. Okay, say no more. As he takes the lead, and now another one.
Awkward bounce.
Oh, yes, we love an awkward bounce. Would it be the first one we've scored today?
Lewis is there. Lewis. Yes. Oh, that feels good. No longer that moment of risk, no longer that moment of worry, uncertainty, because we're 2 goals ahead, 45 seconds left to go. Wolves have got a safety net. Of course, you don't want to use it, but things are looking good for a game 5.
Don't want to use it, but it's nice to have, you know? It's a lot of relief, and for once, maybe I can breathe a little easier. Now, Rix, can we find a 4th? It would be nice, just a little bit to brag. Only getting the demo on Itachi, no option for the passing play, and that meant that Stake was forced to go down the wing with it, and Lewis can control it from the corner. Now, Rix looking to get that breakaway, but great work from Itachi in the midfield just to deny that. Lewis being out, popping out over on the other side, quick to the wall, but going before the bounce, going a bit too early, wasn't quite able to get the touch. He wanted to the crossbar now from Rix Ronde. I think he wanted that one in the back of the net to add to his goal tally in this game. Wolves Esports taking a game 5, and I don't think we expected that at all. We didn't say it out loud, but I'm pretty sure at the end of game 2, both of us in our heads like, this is a clean sweep.
You know what? You're right. I did think after game 2, and I'm pretty sure after everyone saw a 4-0 win to Vodafone Giants, they were thinking it was a sweep as well. But whoever out there thought it was a reverse sweep, well, all credit to you, because you definitely saw through the mist, the murkiness of this series. Game 5 coming up after this very short break that's currently going on. Wolves happy, readying up instantly, but Vodafone Giants taking their time. I wonder what's going through their minds right now, because by every single account, I bet you coming into this series, anything less than a 3-0 sweep for the Giants is probably a upset here. They think so highly of themselves, but that's the beauty of a wild card, an underdog, isn't it, Aiden?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, Giants, of course, they're on that high. Maybe a little hungover from the regional event, because it wasn't very long ago. And maybe expecting a bit too much of themselves. Maybe I wouldn't even say maybe, definitely complacent. You're going up against a team that went out very early in the regional. You're going to think this should be an easy dub. We take it. But Wolves, they're not down there for a lack of trying or a lack of ability. It's just consistency. And that was an absolute kerfuffle. Pandemonium at the back, if you will. And Wolves coming out into the start of game 5, asking all the right questions.
Rix there trying to go for the fake is absolutely inspired in front of the net. Absolute confidence showing off. Only going for the bumps as well. A little bit of change up, trying to put a bit of frustration into the Giants' defense. Wolves so far have had a bit of control. Good control for the first 50 seconds. They need to convert it into a goal, Aiden.
Oh, I mean, taking a win against Giants is what dreams are made of. Even if it is just the group stages of the grid. Getting that win, looking for that better seed, because Triple Trouble have already lost their series to Galaxy Ray. We get a win here, and then take another against Triple Trouble. Maybe wishful thinking, maybe a little too hopeful, but you pull that off, you get a good position in the group, and for once we go into the round of 16 with a slightly better seed and are able to go on a bit of a run.
Yeah, and these bumps coming out from Oli. Inspired. Oh, just high of net. Simple hit from Stake, trying to slow it down for a second touch, but he wasn't able to get onto it. Defense clears it away. 2 on that. We'll send it to the corner from Rix and Oli. Oli being able to get the pinch. Lewis just a little bit too far forward. The setup looking for Itachi as Rix will send it down to Oli in the corner, who's in reverse. Don't particularly know what he's doing, but it hasn't hurt. 2 minutes into game 5.
2 minutes in, no goal yet. And interesting to see Vodafone Giants leaving a man downfield, very, very deep downfield quite often. Maybe looking to catch Wolves unaware with sort of a deep lying striker. But it hasn't worked out for them yet. It's actually just trying to slow things down and wait for his teammates to get into better positions. And you know it's worked out. Samurai looking for Stake. Maybe a bit too much sauce on that pass. And now Rix Ronde down to Lewis P, and the sauce was just right. Rix Ronde to the post, and Stake with the clear. Very close. Good opportunity for Wolves, and they're still brewing another one. And we do love a good brew here at Wolves, and that's being kept up by Zoe. Rix is still there, and the save then coming from Itachi this time. Lewis slipping it along there, but Rix can deny it.
Yes!
Yes! And Wolves take the lead in Game 5.
Get in there, boys! Rix, Oli, and Lewis never say and die, keeping that attack up, and it has worked. 2 minutes, 15 left to go. Another goal needed for safety. Giants, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and boy, oh boy, do we want them to fall right now.
Well, I mean, we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that currently we are in the lead, almost by 2.
Oli,
Definitely
what a play!
2 against the team that just placed second in the regional. Wolves, after that series against Galaxy Race, after those first 2 games against Giants, you think they wouldn't have it in them, but they keep surprising us. And what a series this has turned out to be. Doubling the lead, 2 minutes to go. And the chants are all going to be coming out for Wolves right now.
Boy, oh boy, yes they are. We can see it, Twitch chat. Let's go, Wolves. 1 minute 40 left in this. Itachi trying to get a redemption goal, but Lewis P is too good in defense. And you can see the momentum now picking up from Wolves. They have got so much confidence, so much hype behind them. You got to be careful with the cockiness. Stake going for a second touch, but he does not connect with it. Itachi with a clearance. Rix lingering down in the midfield. Oli off the ceiling. Wanted to just put this a little bit further forward, but Stake holds the line in defense.
Well, 1 minute to go. 1 minute to hold on to a 2-goal lead. Scratch that.
That's a third. He's got a hat trick.
Oli's on mad form today.
I mean, damn. We've got Oli in attack, just absolutely popping off. Lewis, like, no one's getting past him in defense, it feels like. He is an absolute brick wall there. And Rix, well, I mean, do you need to say anything about Super Rixie? Come on. Wolves showing absolute form, and it's that thing we've been waiting to see for so long. They've been teasing us to the very last moment. Oof. Don't matter.
I mean, that was just good play from Giants. Maybe a bit of complaint. Lewis P had to go up to challenge State there as he went for that cross-field air dribble. It's fantastic control for him to get control of it in the first place. Zamore will pick up those pieces. They get a goal back. Still 2 goals up with 43 seconds. They're still looking confident.
Are indeed. 1 is not going to hurt too much. A second, well, that would be a little bit scary, but 35 seconds left to go. Giants are on attack. Big clearance coming out from Rix Ronde. So Lewis P, yes, slow things down. So clever back in defense. Just take it high, keep control of the ball. Oh, but that's a slip up. Holy buddy. No.
Holy no. Normally it's Luis no, but it's been a lot of Luis yesterday. That's an unfortunate way to concede, and we got to be careful at this point. 21 seconds, it's enough time for Giants. We've seen them score a kickoff goal already in this series. And it is Stake with possession from the ceiling. Gets it past Rix to the backboard. Samoe's there to the backboard again, and Lewis will get the clear now. Just got to play it away from the opponents. Rix is there to roll it in. And never mind. We'll just score another one. That's to keep it away from the opponents. That is one way to do it, to be fair.
What started to feel like the longest 10 seconds on Earth. Suddenly, all worry has gone out of the window. Rix, beautiful gift. Thank you for that goal, as that has just cemented Wolves with a win. And now, looking towards triple trouble. Oh, we have got smiles on our faces here, Aiden, don't we? Another one for the road. He's not happy with a hat trick. He's got to get a 4th.
Yeah, go on. Why not? A little bit more injury to insult, and Giants out of the lobby immediately. That just says what they feel about that game and how it went. And I don't think they're too happy with themselves. And they probably went into game 3, maybe trying something different. It didn't work out, and then they didn't get back to their winning ways. And I think that may have just triggered them a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? Rightly so. If they didn't want to be triggered. You just got to play better. Easy, just win, right? It's the simplest bit of advice at the end of the day. But Vodafone Giants were absolutely cracking in games 1 and 2. It just comes down to the fortitude of Wolves there. Game 3 to start turning it around, build up that confidence, because as soon as the lads did get that confidence, they were just playing another level. And that is such a big thing to find consistency in, isn't it, Aiden? It's one thing they've needed to try and grow as time has gone on. Hopefully going into this next series against Triple Trouble, after taking down Vodafone Giants, the lads are going to be ready to absolutely take that game by the scruff of its neck.
Oh, and we really have to. And I guess, you know, for us, what would be great is if Galaxy Racer takes down Giants as well. They go 3-0, and then we'll go second in the group, and that would be our best finish to date in the grid. And that would get us a nice little seed going into tomorrow. And I would love to see a run, whether it's a little one or a long one. I would love to see it, because until now it's always been first round. And but yeah, huge win for Wolves, and what a series to go to game 5, to do it against Giants, especially after the way that we lost the first 2 games, because it's not like they were close. You know, the Giants run riot, especially in game 2, and then we went and did the exact opposite in game 3, 4-0'd them. And I mean, Wolves take all credit for this win. I mean, whether Giants slipped up or not, whether they got complacent, doesn't matter. Wolves outplayed what is currently top 2 in the regional, and they should be very proud of themselves.
They should indeed. So the scores from around the pitches: Galaxy Racer have just taken down Triple Trouble 3-1. Top Blokes have taken down Dignitas 3-1. Auction taken down Liquid 3-1. Singularity being Fadeaway 3-0. Endpoint taken down Guild 3-2. Redemption take down Rix.gg 3-0. And Vitality take down BDS 3-0. So a few little upsets sprinkled amongst those. Hey, Aiden?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Vitality is a huge sweep for them against BDS, and usually Vitality doesn't really show up in the group stages, so quite surprising to see them do that in their first game of the night. And you know what? I think Dignitas, maybe they're already bored of winning, because they're dropping this to 3-1 to Top Bloke. Not going to be too proud of themselves now.
No, they won't. But guys, don't go anywhere. We're just going to head on over to a quick break. We'll be back at 5-2. That's 6:55 CET with our match against Triple Trouble. We'll see you in a bit.
Welcome Tizo.
Welcome Tizo.
Welcome Tizo to our global headphones partner. From here's to heart.
Wasting time on my own. All the places that we go. All this pain builds within. Footsteps fade, what could have been? Finally, I feel more free. The end of you and me. Let it go, let it be. My heart belongs to me. My heart belongs to me. You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling stronger, feeling stronger. You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling stronger, feeling stronger.
Well, it was a very short break, but welcome back after that absolutely jubilant win for Wolves. The reverse sweep. And I mean, even myself, I didn't believe it would happen until the very last moment there where we made it 4-2 against Giants Gaming, a huge win. Bacon, I'm sure you're still absolutely gassed after that.
I can't wipe the smile off my face. That is a massive win against Giants there. Well and truly earned by the lads. And now they've just got to take that on into the next series because Triple Troubles compared 2 Giants, that should just be easy work, right, Aiden?
I mean, it should be like when you go from like scrimming a team that is above your rank and then going into like ranked at like plat or something, and the game just feels so much slower and you feel super quick. And that's how it should feel against Triple Trouble. You've just come up against not just a really fast team, a very clinical team, a very mechanically skilled team, and a team that just love playing together. And you've beaten them. You're now going against Triple Trouble that don't have the same quality, simply just not on the same level. But what's important for Wolves is that they show they can have this consistency in back-to-back series. If you can play against like that against Giants, you need to be able to replicate that performance. If you can do that, then you consider yourself a good team. And now it's just a huge question of Wolves of can they do this now against Triple Trouble?
And it all comes down to, quite frankly, I'm going to say that very first game. We know we took the first game against Galaxy Racer, and then it was game 2 where we realistically lost, not being able to pull off the full comeback after going 3-0 down at the start. Was able to get 3-0, but then drop that 4th goal. Here, it just comes down to, I don't want to see another reverse sweep against Triple Trouble. I know the lads now have it in them, but you've got to hit the ground running, and especially when you've got the confidence coming on in from Giants Gaming. It's not that case of being overconfident coming to it, but just trying to exert your own play style onto the pitch, and don't initially come out thinking, okay, what are Triple Trouble going to do? You come out thinking, what are we going to do? Let's do that, and then see if it works or not, and go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking around at all the other results on the table, I think going into round 3, we're gonna want a win for Galaxy Racer, because that's gonna guarantee us a better finish, I think. And if Giants take that one, but looking across the board, I'm wondering, do you think Dignitas have it in them to get a win here today? Team Liquid, Dignitas both going up against each other in round 3 over in Group B, and they're both 0-2. So it'd be interesting to see who could come out on top of that one.
I couldn't imagine Dignitas losing that series. I'm sorry. Like, I know some best friends like Danny, the commentators over it. Liquid will hate me for it, and I'm sure a lot of Liquid fans hate me for it, but the lads just have not lived up to some of their parts this season. And Dig, I feel like this is just a little bit of a fluke, a bit of a drop off of form. Coming up against Team Liquid, that should be, I'd say, a 3-0 in favor of the Dig there. Like, not to completely take it away from Liquid, but that should be Dig's to take.
Ooh, that is confident, Bacon. That's a big call, And I've got no faith in Dig. I think they've fallen off now. I think Team Liquid. I'm gonna get behind our friend Danny as well and say Team Liquid can do it. No, but,
see, you can't even say that with a straight face. You realise you've just laughed throughout the whole of it. You're that confident in Liquid, eh?
I'm so confident. 100%. It's my poker face.
And boy, have you lost a lot of money at gambling.
That is why I don't play poker.
But I'm going to be intrigued by that Top Blokes in Auction game. Going to be going over the highlight reels of that a little bit later, because that should be a juicy one. Top Blokes definitely turning up this week, because they've been in a little bit of a mellow form, haven't they? I was thinking, like, if we make it through to the single elim stages, like, Top Blokes wouldn't be a bad team to face off against, because they've dipped off a little bit. So who knows what happened there? Maybe their resurgence. I'll be interested to see as well the Galaxy Racer versus Giants game, just to see how that turns out, like the redemption of Giants. But the thing I'm most interested in right now, of course, is Wolves versus Triple Trouble. Wolves take this, there is a good shot we could be top of our group if Giants, of course, take down Galaxy Racers in, I do believe, like a 3-1 fashion. Of course, it's to see that Wolves aren't just a flash in the pan. Last time round in the grid, we got 1 win. This time we want to make sure we get 2. That we're always building and getting to the next level. Isn't that right, Aiden?
Absolutely. I mean, now this is time for someone to show who is going to be the team on top. And right now, coming out of that win against Giants, it's a question of Wolves need to get this clean sweep. They need to put their mark down. They need to put their foot down and say, this is ours.
Sorry. I can't help but giggle there, just seeing in chat Rick saying, Aiden, get out of the lobby. We're remaking. And then pouring out here saying, Aiden, leave. Like, just giving you a little tell-off on live, like, broadcast. I love that in the background things as a caster. But here, like, so looking at Triple Trouble, who for you is going to be the lad that Wolves need to watch out for most? Tadpole, Bluey, or Calyx?
For me, it's got to be Tadpole. I think just looking back at the regional, he was one of the teams that weren't in the very top. I think he was probably one of the best players during that regional, and he looked like he was feeling good. He was enjoying his Rocket League, and he's not always one of these players that you can rely on to pop off every time. But at the moment, he seems to be in good form, and he is one of the older players in the Rocket League pro scene. You know, I think 23 years old, which for a Rocket League player is like 80. You know, like the Rocket League careers, the players are very young, and so Tadpole, he's got this experience, and it's something that not a lot of teams have, and that's maybe one of the strengths that Triple Trouble do have is a player who is mature and knows the game very well, has been around for a long time, and that's what gets him results sometimes.
And I guess even then, like, not even talk about age, but experience. You got Bluey there alongside him all the way back from season 3, I do believe. Or was it season 4 he joined in? I definitely remember him being back on the Infused roster alongside Sebadam and Doomsy. Damn, like that's Gfinity days, you know, way back when. But just saying that all three of these lads, including Calyx, who has continued to be, you know, dipping into the RLRS back when that was a thing, and always on that cusp, and it always just seemed like, again, he was a little bit hard done by with his rosters. You know, like I said about Ocelon previously on the Redemption side, it's just always he got thrown to the side, and it was his teammates that maybe played a little bit more of a star role. And I guess you could say that about Tadpole as well, where generally he's the connector between teammates. Bluey always seems to have the starlight on him because he's a fantastic striker. But when it comes to the actual groundwork, the foundations, Tadpole is where it is at for Triple Trouble, really showing that he is the captain of this team and they rely heavily upon him.
Yeah, no, he definitely is one leading by example. And yeah, but Bluey and Calyx, it's not like they haven't been around for a long time. They've also been around for a while. I remember Calyx was on a team, Unilad Esports, when Unilad had a Rocket League team, if you could believe that. Yeah, so I mean, they've been around for a good time, and I think Bluey as well. He was at Barcelona, PSG, so he's been around the block. Like he's no one to take for granted. And but Tadpole is definitely going to be leading the charge for them. And I expect though that they may be punching a little bit above their weight today. They've not had good results. You know, they kept it fairly close to Giants. They didn't take the series. They couldn't do what we did, and then they got beaten in the same similar fashion as by Galaxy Race as we did as well. So I would say that right now we should be the favourites, and it's really up to the lads to go and show Triple Trouble that we're the better team, and today we are here to take the wins.
So all wrongs and now set right. Wolves are back in the orange. Yes. It felt so wrong for those very first two series there, Aiden. But okay, I had a little heart attack there for a moment.
I thought the kettle was boiling.
Oh, that was a nice attempt from Ricks there.
Calyx just slipping that one past his feet. Only maybe not wanting to fall back down on the ball the way he did. An interesting back pass to Ricks, but they find Oli in the middle, and that's absolutely cut them in half. And Oli, he will take the first goal. And I mean, I've lost count of how many goals he's scored today. He's been popping off.
Okay, so the current plan for Wolves seems to be get ball to Oli, question mark, and then just profit. Because whenever he seems to pick this up, he can just do absolute millions with it and get a goal out of nowhere. Nice little pop as well from him, looking for Lewis. Back to Oli. Brilliant little connections. Rick should be up on this one. Can he get to net? It's a light touch with the underside of his car, so unfortunately it popped a little bit more as well than he thought. It was a good idea, a good attempt. Well, this has been kept away. Lewis just does not have the boost to be able to finish it off, though.
Well, Rick's there in the midfield, trying to put some danger, but Calix, 3 men back as well. Wasn't going to be enough, but Wolves dominating possession here in the midfield, and Bluey there, again challenged by Rick's Ronde, not able to take control of the situation. Great challenge by Lewis P. Calix now, bit of work to do as he sends that high for Bluey. Does find Tadpole, but Rick's Ronde denying again, and something that we're seeing coming out from Wolves now, just contesting and providing some congestion there in the midfield. But somehow it's triple trouble. They found a way through, and Tadpole, the man that I said we should be looking out for, takes charge and gets one back here for triple trouble.
What a good bear hug onto that ball by Bluey as well. Lad coming on through, Lewis P not able to get the 50-50 past him, and then just the shadow play from Tadpole to finish it off. Bluey going for another shot, but Rix does get away. Tadpole with another, but just high of target.
Wow, that's again a question of clinicalism. This is something that, had we been playing against a top team, one of the real top teams, they would have put that in. That bump on Lewis P just left them wide open. You got to be finishing those opportunities. Now Wolves are able to come back the other way, but not able to find a route through, and denied by Bluey. Tadpole now quickly into the challenge, maybe too quick as Oli can find Rick's Ronde. And Oli was looking for the bump but couldn't get it on Calix, and somehow the score remains 1-1. It was a fantastic 1v2 opportunity. Haven't quite managed to finish off. Calix, a very important touch from there from him. Oli wasn't ready for it. They almost get caught on the transition. A very high-paced game, swinging the play from one side to the other, like a game of ping pong.
And Calix in the Jaeger. Haven't seen that one for a while, but does show there are more cars than just the Fennec and Octane in Rocket League. Always love to see a little bit of variety. But these attacks coming through from Triple Trouble are a bit, I want to say, mad. Just absolutely send it down pitch. And you know what? We'll come up with a plan when we get down there. There's no real purpose to these.
I loved the idea from Rix there, but he just overcooked that pass to Oli. It's a little bit too much on it. Overcomplicated it in the end. Again, another chance to brew a nice attack, and that finishing end product went missing. Now this midfield battle, this tussle for possession, continues to ensue here in game 1.
Connection is good. Calix, though, pretty simple, straight to net shot, able to get the save. Tadpole trying to keep this going, but easy peasy for Rix. Calix holding up down with good midfield, and Lewis P was waiting all the way down in his opponent's corner, seeing the boost away. 100 in the tank, ready for the cherry pick. Again, all these attacks not really threatening, whilst Triple Trouble do have a lot of control of the ball. It just does not seem to come to anything.
Well, now it's looking dangerous. The pinch coming out. That was still waiting for the thunder, because that was shot like lightning. Lewis P, though, 0 boost, able to get a follow-up touch. Oli was lurking, poised well in the danger zone, but it wasn't able to beat his opponents to it. Dropped off now very far. No one contesting the midfield, giving loads of space to Triple Trouble. And Lewis P almost going completely missing at the back post. And Wolves just fell apart for a moment there. Lost focus, fell asleep.
Lewis was a great second man to that, because by all means that should have been Oli's to save. He was a little out of position, probably screaming down the mic for help like a lost child. And well, he's just repaid the favor there. Back to Lewis. 1-1, looking like an OT coming on up. Lads just got to keep this ball away from net. Again, nothing seemed concrete coming out from Triple Trouble, but Wolves just did not seem to step up with anything clinical.
No, this was a very clunky game. I mean, it's almost like watching, you know...
It's got good pace though, right?
It's got some good speed, but I feel like it's just too much back and forth. Just send it one way, send it the other. No one really wants the ball, and no real meaning behind the hits. And I feel this can happen with Wolves sometimes, as we stoop to our opponents. And now when we're playing against a team like Giants and we try to match that level of play, it works out well, brings out the best in Wolves. Then we come against Triple Trouble and we're starting to look like, you know, tier 3 in the field.
Early, good pass over Lewis, and the idea was great, but that clearance is dangerous. Calix puts the shot on, and you hate to see it. Triple Trouble going to be taking down Wolves here in game 1, 40 seconds into OT. Another thing you don't do at Triple Trouble is take them into overtime. They, for some reason, absolutely love OT.
I mean, really? I mean, I don't think Wolves want to take anyone to overtime. We're not really known for having a good overtime rate.
We're cursed with overtime, so no, we don't want to see them.
We were just talking about that week 2 nightmare we had, where it was at 7 or 8 overtimes we had that day, and just...
It was 5, but then week 3 we got a ton as well, and it was like, it wasn't until our 7th overtime that we actually won it. So just, Wolves, anything to get rid of OTs, okay?
Well, heading into game 2, Wolves, they were looking like a shadow of themselves in against Giants, and it was almost like watching a completely different team there in game 1. Something went wrong, something went missing. The intensity definitely didn't seem to be there, and they got to switch it back on after this loss against Triple Trouble, because really it was a little weak.
Yeah, so for some reason the Triple Trouble side have gone missing, Aiden.
Got to do the rain dance now.
Keep the server up. Fixes left. I think we're getting out. Was anything communicated? I don't think it was. That was odd.
No, maybe just some DCs. We know how it is. Since it went free to play, the private lobbies they aren't great.
Rocket League's not known. It's always been a meme with the servers. I actually think the servers at the moment are once you get into them, they're in a pretty stable state, which is great to see. The actual free-to-play update fixed a lot of problems, and it's why, like, beforehand, it felt like there was a lot of dead air around Rocket League in the update department, but that's clearly because they're bulking it all together. The tournaments update, I absolutely love the tournaments update. Like, that has brought the competitive experience to casuals in a brilliant way. So as we talk about competitive experience, let's talk about this experience right now. Wolves back on the pitch with Triple Trouble. Game 2. And, well, Wolves have got a lot to answer for, Aiden.
Well, they've really got a huge ladder to climb if they want to reach that potential of what they showed against Giants. And very, very steep mountain. Demo coming out on. Calix should relieve some pressure. Bluey trying to throw himself into a demo rather than going for the ball, and Wolves taking control of possession, but not doing much with it as they hand it right back over. Fortunately, Calix missing this one. Bluey there, missing. Oli gets faked out, and Rick Saronde looking very awkward on the ball. He's got to flick early under the pressure from Bluey. And Calix again with the shot. It's all Triple Trouble so far in the first minute.
Yeah, they're just showing aggression can work, and that's all they've got here is aggression. Again, nothing clinical, nothing clean. Almost looking like a slapstick comedy right now, but it is definitely Triple Trouble who are laughing. 1 minute gone by, Lewis P on the ball, but no boost to be able to keep up. And that's one thing, no! Tadpole gets the connection finally and gets a goal for Triple Trouble.
Yeah, well, Tadpole, he's carrying that momentum that he had in the regional here into the grid. And it's a good time to do it here against Wolves because they've already lost their first 2 matchups. And Wolves, again, taking a win like we did last week, and now just looking to fall asleep and take a nap, and maybe save that for later.
How are we not punishing this? Like, we're picking the ball up, sure, but we're not doing anything with it. That's the biggest problem right now. Rick's into the corner, but Bluey's just waiting there and is able to take it away. Bluey legit just completely whiffed and missed the ball. Tadpole following on through. It's another touch.
Wow.
This needs to be kept away. Good pass looking for Oli, but Calix covers it. And
wow,
maybe that's it for
slacking.
Wolves. I think Wolves are just weirded out right now.
They seem to just be all over the place. The positioning is so odd. The positioning from Triple Trouble is also odd. And the whole game is a little odd. And Bluey's just going to score a dunk, and I don't know what to make of this. There's so much space on the field, but neither team are really making the ball do much work. They're just pinging it one side and the other, waiting for the goal to open up, open net again, and it's strange Rocket League.
If I was a dog, I'd be cocking my head to the left, you know? I've just looked at my camera and I'm doing exactly that. I can't make heads or tails out of it. There's no rhyme or reason to all this. Nice idea, but Oli, not able to connect with that. Very uncharacteristic. He had the boost, everything ready for it, but just not able to get the touch. He's definitely feeling the weirdness. Once again, another mistake there. What is going on? What is in the air here on DFH?
I don't know. It's kind of strange. I mean, just before this, we saw Lewis P get a demo on Bluey, but it was kind of pointless. And that just meant that Lewis P stayed downfield unnecessarily long, not able to get involved in the play. And sure, if we're in possession, we're attacking, those demos on the goal line are fantastic, but Triple Trouble down the other end attacking us. You don't need to demo Blue, he's third man anyway. He's just going to respawn in a good position to deal with it when we do get the ball back.
That's a blooming good demo, though. Straight up there from Oli to remove the lad. Oli with the pop. Calix has got it. Taking time. Not a bad thing, but not a good touch. Coming from Lewis, and that's free. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I mean, you're a bit better temperament than me, Bacon. No, it is disappointing.
The reason why
You're
it
right.
hurts is just we saw them against Giants and they were phenomenal. Coming into this is like 10% of their brain power being used, you know?
I think it's complacency, and this is the same kind of complacency that I think Giants had from Game 3 onwards. And of course, Wolves did a lot of the work to undo Giants and rattle them. And we were talking in the break about how it's probably one of the best individual performances we've seen from Wolves. You know, with the win against Solary in the closed qualifiers, you know, coming as a close second, and our performance in week 2 against BDS was also valiant. But this was probably the best performance we've seen of a Wolves team. We're coming into Triple Trouble thinking, wow, we deserve to be confident, we deserve to be full of hope to go and get a second win, and we're not seeing it from Wolves. This is not the quality we saw just now.
So in a case like this, you build up like passing plays. You just basically say, as long as our opponents aren't getting touches, they're not creating the weirdness. We take it downfield in our own, we build it up, just our own work. And that's how you get around the oddity of your opponents. You take them out of the equation. But here, Wolves have just not done that. And somehow, with 30 seconds left to go, Triple Trouble 3-0 up. Now, the last time we dropped the first 2 games, that was good placement of the shot, I'll give this, but I just was not expecting it.
It's too little too late, and it also looked clumsy there from Oli and Rix.
Lewis was commit, yeah.
Yeah, Lewis was very well positioned though for the follow, and that's one thing you got to respect. I think Lewis today is, I mean, he may have gone a little unnoticed against Giants because Oli was banging them in, but I think Lewis has had some good performances today, and I'm love to see that from the lad.
The thing is as well, for Triple Trouble, who aren't playing well at all as well, but they'll be looking a win to win. So they're not going to be as fast, not as disappointing. So Wolves here, are they just doing this for drama? That's what I've got to ask the lads. They're putting a show for everyone at home. They went, hey, you like the reverse sweep? How about a cheeky little double? You know, we're going in for seconds. Because that is the only thing I can think of right now. The only explanation for this form from Wolves is that they're just playing with the food.
You would love that to be the case. I just don't think that at this level of play, this kind of a competition, that you would be playing these kind of games.
You know what?
Because what if Triple Trouble don't let you score and they get one cheeky goal and then you've thrown a series?
It's a risky game, but if they pull it off, I will absolutely love it. Only so close there. Rick's going up for the ball. And suddenly there's already a little bit more life about the Wolves here. I think they're just finally woken up or something.
That's a good one. Blue with the bump on Oli, and it was an intelligent bump really, but again, like this touch from Lewis is so heavy. Bluey can get a massive dunk. Tadpole's there, ready in the midfield. And they just outpaced us there. Rix Ronde in no man's land, Oli completely isolated. And
Louis didn't even touch Oli. He didn't get bumped. He just was merely there, and that scared Oli enough to just not go for anything.
A great interception by Bluey, just taking that passing option away, and I don't know what it is that Triple Trouble have done to come into this game, but whatever they're doing, it's working against Wolves. And wow, that's a great pass from Lewis B, sniping Oli. Rix with the follow, but Calix, fantastic clear by him, is able to relieve a lot of pressure here into the 50 on Lewis, trying to force it through, but Lewis there not consenting and will keep it out. Lewis again to get it over Tadpole. Calix in quickly, Oli up, just about keeping it out, rolls on the line, and Calix is going to see it through, and we're at 2-0 now with less than a minute played.
I'm pressing tab, checking if we're not on like USE servers or something like that, because I have no explanation. People at home, like, we don't want to diss because we've just seen Wolves play absolutely fantastic. We're just so dumbfounded by this. This is a nice idea for a setup, but why not utilize Rix there? That was so late on the solo attempt that you're bringing it closer to the net. You've got two lads in net as well, so the solo play is going to be super hard anyway to finish off. Rick's going from the net himself again. Another solo play. Why?
I mean, it's at least good to just see us in front of that net. It is something. But
You're going to make me cry. Like,
Oli trying to flip resets, and well, they were talking about flip resets in the interview, and maybe that's just got in their head a little bit. They're trying to outdo each other, but there's some kind of aggravation, some frustration in the Wolves side at the moment. This is just not calculated. This is not composed Rocket League that they're playing. They're not fully aware of the full picture, and their macro game has completely fallen off. Of course, they're just focusing on the moment too much, and they're egoing the passes and not using the full field, and Triple Trouble have full control at the moment.
and they're not using each other. It is like, you know, they just dropped out of Discord or TeamSpeak, whatever, and are playing a solo standard game. Again, another solo attempt. Sure, you had Oli running across the back lines, possibly being able to get a demo and steam the boost, but Juicy, whatever plan you came up for this game, buddy, it was like 3 a.m. in the morning. You shouldn't be writing plans at that time, okay? Like that's my now logical conclusion to it.
It's such a stark contrast. Like, I don't know what it is, but I think there's sometimes you wanna play to your team's strengths and you wanna play to the other team's weaknesses. But when you have performed as well as you did against Giants, don't change your winning strategy. Like, I know you're going against a different team and you can't always use the same strategy every time, but go into the next game, at least for one game, the same way you exited the last, because you were winning against Giants and it was phenomenal play. And they come into this series as almost a completely different side, and strange. They look scared. They look passive, not playing quick, not challenging quickly.
They look like they're on a delay, as if they've gone over to, you know, like you get cloud gaming streaming stuff like Stadia and that at the moment. It feels like there's some delay between their inputs and what they're doing, because it's just all these minute things like whiffing the ball like that from Oli. So uncharacteristic of him. He's such a fantastic striker. For him not to be able to get that is odd. And it's just those back-to-back happening. That connection between Lewis P and Oli, whilst yes was ambitious, normally Oli on the second would still get the slice of touch. Might not be a goal, might not be going to the Wolves net, the same there, but would still get that hit to progress the ball. And it's just not happening in this one. I don't want to say this is unlucky, like I saw in chat, where, oh, it's just an unlucky game for them. It just feels like there's something odd and something off. That's nice. And it needs to be answered going into tomorrow.
That's nice.
That is very nice. I like it. Well done, Calix.
It was very pretty from Galax. No, I mean you hit the nail on the head. It is, you know, I see it in chat as well saying this is unlucky or last game was luck. No, it's almost like there's different players on the field. It's just not the same. And you'd be thinking you got to go into this series and at least take a game off of Triple Trouble. You can't be going clean swept by what's on paper the worst team in the group. And it's also harsh and it's just sad, disappointing, deflating because you're on such a high. You won against Giants, second in Europe, second from the regional. And this was your moment to show you can take it, you can be consistent, you can challenge, get 2 wins in a group, get yourself a nice seed for tomorrow. And they're just throwing that in the bin and it leaves a very sour taste.
Does indeed. Decent run again coming out from Oli, but Lewis P, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Rick's the final pass coming on out. Was trying to make up for it as a third man, but it shouldn't have really been down to him to pick up. And yeah, instantly Oli and Lewis are out of the lobby. They're going to be frustrated with themselves, and rightfully so. And I feel like this match, like to take the silver lining to it, really goes to show the essence of Rocket League. You can beat the best team in Europe, or the second best in this case, in Giants, and then go up against one of the lower teams who, on paper, you should be able to take down, and you just drop it, you bottle it. That is just a fact of life sometimes. Going into tomorrow, they've got to pick themselves up, somehow by going over those VODs, go, right, what happened in that Giants game for us to look so good? What was going wrong in the Galaxy Racers game and what went terribly wrong here against Triple Trouble? Going to tomorrow, we don't know what team we'll be facing off against first, and right everything. Just fix that. A few little tweaks here and there. And after that, put this game behind them. But you can't put it behind you until the next match. You always look to the next one and put the one behind that behind.
It's going to be interesting it would be nice to know what they're doing right now. I'm sure the best decision is to walk away from the computer, have a little
break
nap
for an hour. Yeah.
Have a cup of tea, sit by the fire, I don't know, wash your feet, I don't know, whatever gets people relaxed. And come back with a clean head and just go, right, we need to dissect this because this was not okay. And you see that stark contrast between the two. Giants 3-0 in Galaxy Racer, which shows how good Giants are. The team we just beat that beat Triple Trouble, and Triple Trouble lost to Galaxy. And you think Triple Trouble then on paper has got to be the team that we demolish, and this is where we make our mark and stand our ground. But it's not gonna fill the guys with confidence going into the playoffs tomorrow, and you end the day in such a sour way, and it hurts. It's gonna hurt bottom of the group again.
Aiden, the only thing I can say though is that it's not the only weird game. Team Liquid are currently 2-1 up against Dignitas. Game 1 was won by Liquid 4-3 in OT, and Liquid took game 2 8-0. Dignitas took game 3 6-2. So we're not the only ones that are finding some oddities and weirdness within the grid. Looking to tomorrow, again, same place, same time here on this channel. I'm going to be interested to see where we'll go from that, because there is valuable lessons to learn and take away from today, as well as some things to look at and absolutely cherish and praise. That series against Vodafone Giants, where it really showed the strength of Wolves. Their mental fortitude to get a reverse sweep there is insane, and to carry it the whole way through in, whilst I'm not going to say a convincing fashion, but a very commendable fashion, 4-0, 3-1, 5-2. Again, in that last game, we got 2 goals right at the end, near enough as gimmies within the last 10 seconds, so take that as what it is. But Wolves have shown they have got the power in them to be a top 8 team in Europe, but they've just got to do it consistently.
Yeah, you got to nail it down. You got to make those performances back to back. That's what it takes to be the top team. That's why when you look at a team like BDS, they perform pretty much the same no matter who they're playing against, no matter what the day is, no matter what the time is, no matter whether it's raining, sunshine, wind, storm, whatever it is, they play pretty much the same. And that's what you need. If you want to rise up the ranks, you need that consistency. Sure, it's great. You can beat a team like Giants. Fantastic. And I'm still full of pride that Wolves reverse swept second place. And it's amazing. But you got to replicate these performances. And I don't doubt it. It's just we're not there yet.
Yeah, so looking at this now, just bringing it up on my screen right here. Giants have gone on and swept Galaxy Racers, which is the worst result we could have asked for. That puts us bottom of the group again.
Yeah. Yeah, going into tomorrow, bottom seed again, and it's just, it hurts. But Rocket League is a weird game, and
if we would have got a 3-1 win against Triple Trouble, we would have been top of the group. I think that just shows the weirdness of today as well.
Well, I think the positive note we can take from this, right, is maybe it's strategic, right? Like maybe it's strategic. We can beat a good team like Giants. They're second in regional. We want to get the worst seed possible, play against the best.
We just can't play the bad teams.
Can't play a low-ranked team. No. Train hard. Remember that in the regional? No. We can't beat them. We can't beat Triple Trouble, but we can beat Giants. So let's hope we get BDS tomorrow. 3-0. Bam. Bob's your uncle.
I absolutely love that. Yeah, it's that game, you know. Take Liverpool, take Tottenham to a draw. Burnley, yeah, whatever. So who knows? Maybe the Wolves Rocket League team is a little bit too akin to the football team. But guys, make sure you're back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. CET, where we'll be kicking off with the single elim portion of the tournament. But of course, until then, I've been Digital Bacon, joined in the commentary booth by Aiden Sees Things. Follow us both on Twitter. Make sure to go follow not only the Wolves account on Twitter, but Wolves Esports as well, the official esports account of Wolverhampton Wanderers. But until tomorrow, stay safe. We'll see you soon.